just to get things going. Boom, 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 boom. All right.
Break, if you're fast, you might be able to get an SNES Classic on Amazon.
Ooh.
You have to be on waitlist though. So.
Ooh. We are not started yet. We will be here in just a second. Let me know if you can hear me, Bridget, in chat. I know you're in there. Just let me know if you can hear me. Oh, shit. She must have left chat.
Oh, that reminds me. I should probably get into the Twitch room.
Yeah, Twitch is a better option for me.
Yeah, I just reheated some pizza I bought yesterday. And I only put it in for 2 minutes, but somehow it ended soggy. So they must have put a lot of grease on that pizza.
Did you put it in the oven or microwave?
Microwave.
Yeah, put it in the oven if you have one for about 10 minutes.
I've only got like 2 more pieces though. So
well, still, I mean,
5 minutes then, or
yeah, about 5 to 7 minutes.
On what?
On like a cookie sheet if you have it.
No, I mean like what temperature?
Do 400.
Okay.
400 should do it. It'll taste a lot better. It's way better. It won't be soggy.
Yeah, because like they must have like not done a good job degreasing that thing. Because good lord, because I can normally heat up stuff in the microwave without that happening.
Yeah. Poop. Breakman says. Poop. Still looking at stuff. Holy cow.
I was hoping to get some of my 3DS games back at least, because I only have so much room on my SD card at the moment. I probably got enough for the last couple of releases, but it's still pretty iffy.
Alright. Just waiting on Break. Are you there, Break?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, cool. Just waiting on confirmation if we can be heard in chat. Can you tweet Outbreak? I don't know if you already have.
Hold on, yeah, I'll do that.
Alright. And then we'll get started with the show. It's going to be a fun show today. You hear me okay?
So you say.
Yeah, I know. You hear me okay, guys?
There's no one in the Wicked Radio chat.
No. The Wicked Radio chat's defunct. I'm not messing with that chat anymore.
Yeah.
But the Twitch and the YouTube one should be good to go. Let me make sure YouTube is doing its thing. Don't. Okay, that's good. Let's make sure Twitch is good, just in case. Twitch, boom. And let me make sure that it is good to go. I don't want any issues.
Do you think it's possible for a movie to be amazing precisely because it's not amazing?
Yes, absolutely. Let's stop that. Alright, stopping that, and we should be online here in just a second.
I wonder if the Disaster Artist is still in the theater that I want to see it in.
Did you see The Room yet?
No. I downloaded a torrent file because I didn't have time to go out to this Family Video and look for it there.
Start again. There we go. Hopefully. There we go.
So, apparently P. Diddy wants to buy a team and then sign on Kaepernick for it.
He wants, and I actually, that's a cool thing. I think the NFL needs more minority owners. They currently have one, and his name is Saeed Khan, and he's very conservative.
I disagree. I think the NFL needs more owned by the fans teams like
that
Green
too.
Bay.
That too. But the fans.
So,
think the
so
whole
what? The state buys them, man?
Hold on.
No,
What,
the fans. The fans own shares of the team.
Yeah, but they're.
I wonder how that would work, though.
Yeah, they don't have control of the team.
Yeah, they don't have control over the decisions of it, but there's no way an NFL owner can at any time pick up and leave the team, take the team out of town or whatever.
That's true. But I honestly think.
The Green Bay Packers belong to Green Bay.
Right, just like the Broncos belong to Denver. Like
that's only if what's his name wants to be there. At any time, he can decide he can make more money somewhere else and move.
Right, and which would never happen here. There's too much money involved with the Broncos, and the same with the Green Bay Packers. They would never move from Green Bay because of the money.
Green Bay's a small market, and that's the thing.
I understand.
A lot of teams are moving that probably shouldn't be because of they can potentially get more money in say Vegas and L.A., which is I don't know why they keep going back to fucking L.A. It's failed. Fucking leave LA.
Dude,
God damn it.
I know. I totally agree with you. If you look at that stadium for either the Chargers or the Rams, it's pathetic that they don't even come halfway close to being sold out ever at that stadium. It's not an NFL city. As much as they want it to be.
That's a basketball town.
Yeah.
And to a minor extent baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Everything's good to go. Everything's working. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me get stuff started here.
Is Mug available?
No, he's not. He's working on Fridays, dude. So it's gonna be.
We had today off because it was a down day.
Yeah. He's just doing his thing. He's sick. Yesterday you had like a cold. So, all right, here we go, guys. Oh shit, wrong one. There we go. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to RPGrinders episode 469, if you catch my drift. I'm your host, Darth Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric Juan Kenobi and Boba Break. Gentlemen.
No.
Yeah.
Does he have an Australian accent?
Yeah, do you have an Australian accent? No, gentlemen, how is your week? Anybody? Somebody.
It could have been better because I caught a cold.
Ooh, that sucks. What about you, Break?
I just got over my last one, too.
Ugh, I know. Break?
I don't know.
No?
I was there.
In fact, I might decide to not read most of these news articles because I might cough.
All right, that's cool. We don't have a ton of news, but Break, you were there, huh? That bad, huh?
What?
Okay.
No, I just said I was there, that's all.
All right. Okay, let's get started with the news. Eric, if you feel up to it, first one. If not, I'll go ahead and do it.
All right, I got it.
All right.
This is about Dragon's Crowns. Yeah, Dragon's Crown, not crowns.
Yeah.
Pro Battle Hardened Launch Edition is announced. It comes with the steelbook case and 7 collectible cards because we need cards apparently.
Yeah.
And in addition to the game disc, and it's a launch edition, so that first print copies and pre-orders will get this stuff. And it'll be sold for $50.
Yeah, it's a good price for this game because Dragon's Crown is an amazing game. How do you guys feel about steelbook collections?
I kind of want a Switch version, so I'd probably pick up that physically.
That
would happen.
Yeah.
So they're basically just charging you more for a fancy case, right?
No, actually, I don't think they're charging more. They're actually charging you less. Normal.
What?
Yeah, normal.
No, I think the original Dragon's Crown was also 50.
Oh yeah, so the same. So you get.
And it was like 40 for the Vita.
Yeah, and it's a great game. The game is worth full price on its own.
I bought the Vita version just because it was cheaper, and I just wanted the collector's art book, and then I sold the game immediately because I had digital code for the PS3.
Yeah,
and the Vita.
I had it on the PS3. I'm gonna get it when I'm gonna get this version probably even before I get the PS4 Pro hardware.
It's called the Battle Hardened Edition.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm indifferent about steelbooks. Like, I know Best Buy always has their steelbook editions of, you know what I mean, like movies and stuff. Mm. So, you know, it. They're pretty.
Because Kiwami has a steelbook for it. I think that's the only way to get it too.
I guess it's okay. It's not, you know, my favorite thing in the world to have physical copies of things all the time. I think we're moving way out of the time of physical editions. I personally like physical editions, but, you know, they do take up a lot of space. But if I'm going to have a game, a still cover edition is actually pretty cool. And it looks nice. The cards I could care less. It's no big deal unless they give you something in game, which I don't think they do. So, all right. Next story, break.
Next story comes to us live from RPG site. Dragon Quest Builders coming to Switch, America and Europe, February 9th.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I want to play it so I can make the hardest level ever.
You skipped an article.
I did?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you did.
Oh, shit, I closed that one by accident. I posted it in chat and then closed it by accident. Coming to us live from RPG site, Trails of Cold Steel 4, The End of Saga, will be out in Japan for PS4 in fall.
That is such an Englishy subtitle.
Yeah.
The End of Saga.
Now, we had a whole defalcom to it because they said that the third game was going to be the final game in the series, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I should say this title in like a bad English accent.
English.
Bad Asian accent.
Racist.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
I can understand why they would have to go 4 games because basically Ereboni is supposed to be a parallel to Germany, and Germany has an Eastern-Western bloc, and the first 2 games are about the Eastern bloc, and the next 2 games are mostly. Well, you do still do the Eastern Bloc, but it's still mostly focused on the Western Bloc.
Yeah. These games are fantastic. The Cold Steel games. I'm glad they're doing this one a big grand finale to the series. I still got to play the other ones and beat them, but they're good games. Solid.
Whenever you get a PS4, you can get the PS4 versions.
Yep. I plan on it.
Then the next article's short too, so I'm just going to go ahead and read it. RPG site, coming to us live from them. Pokemon Crystal comes to Virtual Console on January 26th.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, that's cool. That's an old school game. Looks very old school. All right, next story comes to us from Gamatsu. Atelier Online delayed to 2018 in Japan.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
I think it's more the case that they didn't know when it was going to be done, so it was probably not going to be done this year.
Yeah, I mean, a game of that scale, usually, I mean, they always have improvements to do on games nowadays. Koei Tecmo, Gust, and NHN PlayArt have delayed, just like I said, to 2018. Reason for the delay is to, quote, expand functionality for a wider range of users to play, strengthen the infrastructure technology, and improve the quality of the overall game. If you missed it back in September, catch the trailer, which is right there, but says Atelier Online Alchemist of Bracier will be available for iOS and Android devices. So that's probably what they're...
Based on its appearance, it looks like it's a game that was converted from a mobile title.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So maybe it was originally conceived as a mobile game.
I bet you any money it was. All right, Eric, next story.
Next story is another delay. Fantasy Life Online has been delayed to spring 2018 in Japan. I didn't even know it had a date. But this game never looked that interesting, but that might be why it's getting delayed, so they can make it more interesting.
It's got the dullest title ever. I mean, there's no way that it's not going to be.
The BS game is fun.
You know, I was looking at a video on YouTube about people that spend money on these mobile games. It's fucking crazy the amount of money people spend on microtransactions and mobile games. I would venture to say more money is spent on mobile games than in console microtransactions. I don't know. Do you guys agree or not?
Because of the size of mobile, the mobile market over video game market, I absolutely agree. Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot more people that have phones than have consoles. So
yes, exactly.
Yeah, if you're gonna make a game, make it mobile and do micro transactions that way. You might get lucky and get somebody that'll spend like $1 million on your game. This guy spent I think it was Game of War or something. He spent like $1 million. It's fucking insane. Yeah. And he didn't even get like this super rare character that he was looking for. But all right, let's move on to the next story break.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu, Ace Attorney Investigations 2 now available for smartphones in Japan.
Yeah.
I really hope it gets localized this time.
Yeah, there's definitely a following for the Ace Attorney games, and they're worth a go. And this game looks interesting for a mobile
I heard
device.
it's like the best entry in the series.
Yeah, looks good. I'm with you, Eric. I hope it comes over here. This is something that's going to be cool. This is our last story, if you can believe that. Comes to us from Gamatsu. Catherine Full Body has new endings, episode, anime, sexy events, and online battles.
Where's Freak? He's missing this article.
I know. Freak 5 is missing. Yeah, sexy things, man. That's cool.
I want to know more about the sexy events.
Well, here we go. First,
tell it slowly.
Yep, here are the... tell it slowly. Here are the tidbits. Development is a collaborative effort between Atlas and Studio Zero. The third, quote, Catherine, is named Rin, voiced by Aya Hirano. She's a pianist and Vincent's regular partner. And, yes. And has an exceedingly honest and gentle personality. Rin's involvement in the story will introduce new branches for the other two Catherines. A large amount of new endings, episodes, anime, movies, and sexy events are being added. The subtitle Full Body was chosen from the wine term, yeah, right, and exemplifies an even richer and somehow more erotic new Catherine. Wider range of difficulties and convenient systems are being prepared. New mechanic where you move blocks where multiple are connected. There's also new mode. There's online battles, cross-save support, which is awesome. There's some more tidbits on another project they have. But the big news, Catherine's a good, fun platformer, but it is fucking hard.
It also has a couple issues, like the fact that they dead named Erica, who is supposed to be a transgender woman.
Yeah.
And they put their name in the credits, but they use their old name. Why would you do that?
Well, because
when the entire game goes on, you never really learn who they were before. You only know who they are now.
Yeah, it's the Western audience, Eric. They of course they're gonna do that.
Oh, it's the Japanese audience. They have a problem with LGBT.
Yeah.
They're
that too.
behind the curve, even worse.
More so than us. Yep. So that's the news. I like Catherine.
I'm really hoping that the Rin path, because there's heavy suggestion to imply that Rin's also a transgender woman.
Yeah.
But But based on the images they're showing, they might just be being tone deaf again.
Yeah, probably, man. But the game is good. It's a good, solid game. So if you haven't picked up Catherine in the past, I suggest getting it. It's got a nice anime art style, decent story, and it had a mechanic that I find super interesting. You would, in between your puzzles, which basically amounted to a bunch of bosses in a row, you had surveys, and depending on the way that you answered was kind of the way that game went. So it's a really interesting game. It's a fun game, but really fucking hard. Like,
I do wonder why it's going to take like a whole year, and it's not going to come out to 2019 here probably because they're only porting it to the PS4 and Vita. And they're probably using a different engine this time, so that might be why. Yeah. But unless they were planning on releasing on other platforms like the Switch and PC, I don't understand why it would take so long.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it's something to look forward to later on down the road. No homie discounts this week. I don't see any there. Breakman.
I know the Xbox sale just started. I didn't have a chance to see what they had though.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance either.
Yeah, no news there.
Actually, I'm less likely to see it on that game on PC. You're probably going to see an Xbox One port though.
Yeah. All right.
Because there was a 360 version.
Breakman. Any Twitter questions or comments?
No, there's nothing on Twitter.
Nothing. Okay, cool. So, Break, what have you been playing?
South Park.
Okay, both the mobile and the.
I've been playing the mobile and the console game, which are completely different games.
Yeah. Do you have,
so weird, like how different they are.
Do you have a 360 or do you have an Xbox One?
Oh, one.
Okay.
I have the one.
Okay, cool. All right. So, any new news? Any new progress, or just?
No, because I've been mostly just goofing around and grinding a little bit in South Park, trying to get all the items. But I think I kind of screwed myself because I don't know if I can get back in the police station because I accidentally pissed off the cops.
She's
done kids.
Well, that might mean that you have to start that game over, which I'm sure won't break your heart.
Yeah. Well, I want to play it again on hard, which is the token. Experience.
Yeah.
Because you're playing as a black character, you're making the games harder.
Right.
So, I am definitely going to do that.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's interesting. There's an ad from Adam and Eve on here, so there's a homie discount for you. 50% off one item at Adam and Eve, everybody.
Adam and Eve, they've been around for a long time, man.
Yeah,
all right.
I have one more thing to say about Catherine. Like, I hope they have a chapter select because getting the other endings would be a pain in the ass if you had to play the game all over again, which you had to do with the original.
I'm sure you'll probably have to do that again, Eric. All right. So what have you been playing, Eric?
Just more Color X Malice and Okami HT for the PS4.
Cool. Okami looking better than ever.
Yeah, well, I don't have a 4K TV to play it in 4K or a PS Pro to play it on 4K. But it does look good, so I guess it's a good transfer.
Yeah.
But the game's still locked to 30 FPS because it was made that way, and PC users were kind of upset at that because that version is also that. Yeah. But because when they tried to do it to 60, they had like weird issues.
Yeah. That sucks.
It's too hard coded to fix either. So
I don't.
But the game is beautiful enough though, and it's a solid 30 that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of 60 frames per second. I don't understand
also
why.
Got great frame pacing, which is something apparently a lot of developers don't fucking get nowadays.
See, that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. I don't understand. These developers cannot, for the life of them, make a game that's consistently 60 frames per second. I'll get into.
No, that's not what frame pacing is. Frame pacing is.
I understand.
Yeah, even if you have a game at 60 FPS, they'll be like. The way the frames are drawn, there'll be like weird hitches.
No, I understand. I know what you're saying.
So it's not as smooth as it should be.
I know what you're saying, Eric, and I will get into it later. I'm going to hold off. I'm going to abstain on telling you guys what I've been playing till I get to my Sweeto. So let's move on to We have reviews, guys. Last week we talked a little bit about Star Wars: Last Jedi.
So you're not going to the Sweetos and Stinkos? We're going right to reviews?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Stinkos and Sweetos are out right after reviews if you look at the document. That way we can...
I don't care about documents. You know I can't read.
I wish Dungeon Buster were here. Well, I guess it's Christmas, so that's why.
He's probably on a plane somewhere tropical by now, eating great
He's in
food.
a dungeon.
And drinking margaritas while we're here fucking around.
He's in the dungeon drinking milk out of a coconut and wearing a grass skirt. And he has to every once in a while repeat the line that Frank made him repeat. I don't know. I'm not sure what that line is. I
have no idea what you're talking about, sir. You're exiled. Son of a bitch. All right. I got a couple games that I'm going to get into after we do our Star Wars talk. Last week we talked Star Wars. We did it spoiler free. This week we will.
I kind of want to wait until like some chatters show up, like to do it. Like.
Okay, we can do that. You want to wait till
next week? See if some people show up.
Did anybody bother posting out on Twitter?
Yeah, Brave did.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I did too. So
I thought that might have been the reason.
Yeah, I have no idea. All right.
You know what? I'll tweet again just to make everyone happy.
Okay. I'll start my 2 reviews. I played a shit ton of games, and I'll get to why in just a minute. But the 2 reviews I want to do, one's called The Bridge. It's an esoteric puzzle game in the style of Escher for the most part. And it's a fucking weird, awesome puzzle game. I beat it. The only trouble I had was on the very last puzzle. It was really difficult, so I had to kind of look up how to do that last puzzle. But it's a game that everybody should play. It's on all platforms, I think. I don't think it's exclusive to any one console. But if you like puzzle games, you like thinking about stuff while you're playing. It's basically the opposite of a first-person shooter. So I'm giving The Bridge a solid 7.5 out of 10. And I also played, for this review, Shantae. And it is Shantae. The, the voice acting in it at the very beginning, they say the name of the game, and it's Shantae. Shantae Pirate's Curse.
Shanty.
It's Shantae. If you listen to the voice acting at the beginning, it's Shantae.
I didn't know the Pirate's Curse had voice acting.
Yeah,
it had like little clips, but I don't think they ever said the name. Then again, I don't have stereo, so maybe the audio was just too weak.
Yeah,
something that was also an issue in Half Genie Hero. It's like I could barely hear some of the characters.
It's at the very beginning of the game. It's Shantae. She says the name of the game, and there are bits.
Well, yeah, but what I was trying to say is that it's supposed to be Shanty, but apparently they got it wrong.
I don't think they got it wrong, dude. It's Shantae, not Shantae like I was saying it, but Shantae Pirate's Curse is a great platforming game. It's not super difficult. It is a fun fucking game. If you like to have fun with games, which that's the draw to a lot of these platformers is to have fun. Then it's a game for all ages. It is.
I don't know about that because the game's a little bit too lewd for the type of series it is.
Nah, you know what? I thought about that too, Eric, and I don't think it is. Like the humor, it's sort of like taking your kids to
like the whole
hold on, Eric.
Slave girl thing. That was weird.
Eric, hang on. It's like taking your kids to like a PG Disney movie, where they gave a movie a PG rating because it had like a sexy woman in it, but it didn't. That's kind of the impression I got with it. It's got great humor. I probably would make it a hard PG game, like if I was to do a rating on it, but there's basically nothing wrong with this game, and it looks amazing on Xbox. It looks really good.
And guys, I'm totally not trying to be like a prude because I'm totally into this stuff, but I don't think it fits Shantae.
I think it's fine. I didn't have any issues with it at all. It's almost a perfect platformer. There's not very many nitpicky. I guess if I had to be nitpicky on my big TV, it looked a tad pixelated.
Well, it's meant to be a 3DS game.
Yeah, I know, but it still looks gorgeous. It's a gorgeous game for sure.
Although I think there might be a Vita version too.
Yeah, but it's a good game, for sure.
I wonder if that, along with Rissy's Revenge, will show up on the Switch at some point.
I'm sure, man. I'm sure. It's a fun game. It's got a lot of callbacks to previous characters from the other games. So I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I think it's a very vibrant, colorful, great platforming game with some great Metroidvania mechanics, and it's just awesome. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's move on to our Stinkos. I know Break was very itching to get to the Sweetos and Stinkos. So, Breakman.
No.
Breakman.
I was eager to get to the Sweetos because, well, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Did you kind of skip over Star Wars?
No, we were waiting until we're hoping Chatter should talk about too.
We could save that to the end. We could do the 7 myths, and then we could do that if we have time.
We're doing something different.
I mean, it's only 7:30, so maybe people will run later. But then again, I mean, Christmas is just a few days away, so maybe people are busy with family.
All right,
but anyway, Stinkos. It's because it's Christmas and it's been one of those years. I don't really want to do a Stinko today.
Okay, no Stinko for Breakman. All right, that's perfectly okay.
Because of Christmas and because it's been such a rough year for all of us.
Yeah.
You know, let's have a Merry Christmas.
I'm gonna ruin your Christmas here in a second, Break.
You're gonna poop on my Christmas tree.
I am. I'm gonna poop on it.
I have 2 Stinkos.
Okay, Eric. Let's go with your Stinkos.
Although one of them was something we were expecting, but of course the tax cuts.
Yeah, disgusting is what they should call it. Disgusting cuts. If you look at the particulars of the tax cuts bill that the Republicans passed, they lowered the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%, and even they weren't happy. The corporations weren't happy with that, which blows my mind. They cut the estate tax out. There's no estate tax. They took out the individual mandate for health insurance. I mean, it's a fucking mess of a bill that will cost us poor people, mostly poor people and middle class, way more money than anybody even imagines. It is going to destroy people next year. I cannot believe, actually I can believe, because if you guys remember, I told you guys, of all things that are going to pass, it's going to be this fucking tax cut. Trump could do nothing else, and he did nothing else, and he didn't do anything with this bill, but the Republicans and the Democrats are just as guilty of taking corporate donations, so there was no way that this thing was not going to pass. No way. So, yes, I agree with you, Eric. It is abominable.
Let me say something real quick. If you owe taxes, if anybody owes taxes, pay them now before the end of the year, because they will get more. They will be more expensive next year.
Oh, everything's getting more expensive.
So I'm saying if you still owe any money to the government, pay it up before the end of the year.
Yep.
Just a public service message.
That's a great.
I have not got my W-2 from work yet, so.
Well, yeah, but he's saying if you owed previously.
W-2s don't go out until January.
Yeah. He's saying if you owed previously.
They have to. If you owe anything to the government right now, but that the taxes don't come out. The companies have until the end of January to mail them out, basically.
You know what the worst thing about this tax bill, other than the individual mandate not being in it and gutting basically any deductions that poor people had, the worst thing about this bill is the fact that it's going to haunt the United States for decades, and I'm talking literally decades, unless somebody can come up with a way to reverse it all. Maybe the next president, the next House, Senate, whatever. Something has to give here, because if you look at the bill, it adds $1.5 trillion to the deficit. And you know, there was one senator, his name was Bob Corker, he is a Republican, and he was adamant that he wasn't going to vote for it because of the $1.5 trillion that it would add to the deficit. But the motherfucker voted for it because they gave him provisions for his real estate holdings. So if there's any doubt who owns the United States government, there is no doubt now. The corporations own the government. So any corporation is going to benefit, big corporation is going to benefit from this. Their tax rate is effectively going to be around, latest estimates, about 7 to 10% after they add all the loopholes that they kept in there. So it's an absolute disaster. It sucks. It's awful. And hopefully some decency will come with the next election cycle in 2018 with Congress. I don't know. You guys have anything to add to it, or no? Yes.
I think it's time we start bombing corporations.
I do not advocate violence. I think it's time.
Oh, I didn't mean bombs. I meant like cybernetic bombs.
Not even that. I advocate voting in leaders that don't take any PAC money. That's what I am a big advocate of. People
and term limits, because that's the only way to get this crooked ones out.
Oh,
they just keep getting voted for.
Yeah.
Basically, term limits.
I am kind of
surprised from ourselves.
I am kind of surprised that, like, with all the money that politicians take from corporations, you think there'd be corporations out there that want to pay them off to do good things.
No, there's none, dude. None of them. They are not people. They don't care. The only thing they care about is their bottom line. And I agree with you, Breakman. We need.
The only problem with that is, though, they're myopic.
Eric, I'm talking. I agree with you, Breakman.
Yeah, how dare you interrupt him, Eric? Like he's trying to talk.
Son of a bitch. You're exiled. I'm telling you, Breakman, you hit the nail on the head with that one, dude. The problem with Congress is you have these lifetime fucking people like Orrin Hatch who have this old white man syndrome from 1940. You know what I mean? Like when things were different. And it's...
congressmen aren't like...
You mean the quote-unquote good old days?
Senators.
You guys are talking over each other. Go ahead, Eric. What were you saying?
I was under the impression that congressmen were elected and they don't have lifetime appointments.
They do.
What you're thinking of is Supreme Court.
No, I am not.
No, Supreme Court does have lifetime appointments. That's not what we're saying. Mm-hmm. We're saying these, like I said, or like what I was trying to say was that the term limits protect us from ourselves.
Yeah.
They don't have...
Eric, let him finish. Let him finish his point.
No,
Go ahead,
Break.
All right.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Break.
But I forgot what I was fucking saying. Term limits protect us. They protect us from ourselves from voting for the same people over and over again, just because the populist vote. The letter by their name and stuff like that, and the familiar name. Yeah. Which happens a lot. A lot of people vote for the name they're familiar with.
They either vote for the name they're familiar with, or, like you said, the letter after their name, which is why...
Well, I mean, that affects more than anything. The letter
or the color of their skin that they're familiar with.
Yeah, that too.
If it's an R or D, it affects more than anything.
I'm a big advocate of getting rid of the parties altogether.
Yeah.
I wanna vote on the people, not their fucking name or their party affiliation.
Yeah.
You know, if you have some guy out there that's fiscally conservative, but yet socially, and he says all the right, and he does the right things, that's the guy that I want to vote for. I don't want to vote for a guy that's only a Democrat, only a Republican, because it puts you in this big group. It lumps you into a group, and it absolutely stifles innovation and thinking. Because to be considered,
oh my God, free thinking,
it's religion,
dead in that.
Yeah,
it's there is no. You have to be the party. Like you have to fight. Like no matter what. Like what happened with what's his name? That asshole that lost. A lot of people voted for him just because there was the R next to him. Because well, we can't have a liberal in there. We have to vote for the child molester.
That people were super happy.
It's like, no, he's not. He's not a child molester. These are all false accusations. They didn't pop up until they ran for this.
Right. That's a good point, Breakman. They will vote Republican no matter what. If the guy's a fucking pedophile. I mean, Donald Trump himself said it, Breakman. He said, this is one of his quotes. He said, I could shoot somebody on 47th Avenue and they will still vote for me. And it's absolutely true.
It is.
It's so true. Like, Roy Moore is a fucking pedophile, and 650,000 people voted for that asshole just because he was a Republican. Disgusting. It's disgusting.
It's actually kind of worse than religion because they're more idolatrous.
Yeah.
Which is what I was saying last week. I think we need that other, more options as far as voting.
Yes, we need...
Other than, we need the other parties to be an option. But we also need, a no vote.
You know...
just no. None of these candidates are good enough.
Get new candidates.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A no vote saying, we don't want these candidates. Find other candidates.
I couldn't agree with you more, and I truly believe that we need to have a third party.
Yeah, let the public shut down the government.
Eric, what we need is a third party option as well called independent. So that way they're not lumped in with Democrats or Republicans. And I'm not talking just Bernie Sanders people. I'm talking independent. So that way you can think for yourself, be yourself, vote your conscience instead of voting with PAC money all the damn time.
Also, remove the restrictions on registered independents not being able to vote in primaries.
Absolutely. That is
which is another reason we like. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I had a thought and wanted. No, you were saying. Go ahead.
I think it's abhorrent that independents can't vote in primaries. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, that's ridiculous. If somebody with the mindset of, say, like a Bernie Sanders wants to win out in a primary, he's already fucked because he doesn't have a D next to his name, even though he's part of the, quote, Democratic Party. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's part of the Independent Party, actually, but he ran as a Democrat because he couldn't run as an independent.
Yes, and that's what's fundamentally
that's one of the reasons the Democratic Party conspired against him, because he was going against the party as far as, a lot of his popular opinions.
And that sucks because nowadays...
the people want it, but that's not what that's not what our... the rich and powerful want for us.
And I'm going to make another bold prediction here. Bernie Sanders is going to run for president again in 2020. And don't give me this, he's too old to run. I mean, fucking Biden was 70-something, and they're talking about him running. And Bernie Sanders is as sharp as ever. He hasn't lost his touch. But mark my words, Bernie Sanders will run, and he will get screwed again because of superdelegates. Mark my words. Just mark my words. It's going to happen. Do you have anything else, Eric? You mentioned you got a cold. That really sucks.
Yeah, that's the stinko too.
Okay.
I'm getting better, but I still have it. So.
You brought up... get better, dude. Take some Alka-Seltzer Cold or Theraflu or something, man. It'll help you out.
I've just been taking, Claritin.
Yeah. That'll help too, clear you up.
Well, generic Claritin, but generic's usually the same effectiveness as a normal. It's just cheaper.
Yeah. Breakman, you brought up Roy Moore. What a scumbag that guy is. Do you know what he blamed for his loss, Breakman?
Mm-hmm.
And he might be right. He blamed his defeat on black people, Muslim people, Hispanic people, or in his words, Latin people, and the LGBTQ community. And he also, I think it was an Instagram post or a Twitter post where he called out Doug Jones' son for being gay and saying his gay son was happy that he won the election. Of course his son is happy he won the election. Fucking moron. Roy Moore is the worst of America, in my opinion. He's down there with Steve Bannon and white nationalist and white supremacist and KKK and Nazis, as far as I'm concerned. Roy Moore is the exact epitome of what is wrong with this country. And I'm really happy that he lost, but I'm really disappointed that 650,000 people voted for that fucking guy, man.
I'm trying to look it up right now, trying to find the demographics of the state of Alabama.
Yeah.
Because he says that, what was it, black people are the blame for it, LGBT is the blame for it.
Yep.
Those are what's known as minorities.
Yes. Yes.
And they're minorities for a reason.
Yes.
The real reason he lost is because more white people voted against him than for him.
He won't admit it, though. He can't admit it. He hasn't even conceded up to this day. So he's a loathsome piece of shit, and I hope we never hear about Roy Moore again, especially about his sick habit of harassing minors. And ugh.
I hope we don't hear about it again because he's goes to trial. And, oh wait, there's that thing called the statute of limitations, which is, you know what? I want to make that my stinko.
Yeah, that needs to go away too.
Because a lot of these men that are being accused of molestation and rape aren't going to be tried at all because of that.
Yeah,
like the last I was reading, like Weinstein's going to be. There's not much they can do as far as prosecuting him.
Well, he's out of the country, but if he comes back, he can be prosecuted on a few of those charges. So,
well, that's okay. That's good because I shouldn't say all of them, but there were some of them that are saying that can't be because of statute of limitations. And,
some people
and some of those actors, like I think Kevin Spacey can't be prosecuted for the 20 years ago thing.
Yeah,
you can't be.
It's term limits
raping children. There should never be a statute of limitations on raping children at any point.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you.
Just because, oh my God, it's not easy to come out about being molested as a child.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
Totally agree with you on that. It's like murder. There's no statute of limitations on murder. So, if you kill somebody in 1902 and you happen to be alive today, you can be arrested and put in jail. So it should be the same, like you said, Break. Also, going back to the Senate and the House, the Congress, in other words, there should be term limits, like you said, Break. Yeah. You are 100% correct. There should be. You should get maybe 8 years, just like a president can have 2 terms.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what should happen.
Like that.
Yes. So that way, if you have pieces of shit like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan, they're all fucking scum, you can get rid of them. There's no way of getting rid of these guys. They're like ticks. They stay in Congress
because they are the number one candidate in their district and such. Because their name is popular. Like, that's the guy who always fights for me. Like, that's my guy. Like
Orrin Hatch. What business does Orrin Hatch have in Congress right now? Honestly, none. He is worthless. A lot of you could go down the list. A lot of them are absolutely worthless. Grassley. Ben Sass. Here in Colorado, we have Ken Buck and Cory Gardner, who I think is a fucking scumbag too. He likes fracking and all that type of shit. The guy in Utah that brought up the idea of getting rid of a lot of like Bear's Ear and the other national monuments that they want to use for fucking fracking and other things. Like term limits for sure. No question about it. All right, let's move on to happier and cheerier subjects. Breakman, your Sweeto of the week.
It is just a few days to Christmas. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Aww, how cute. Anything else, or that?
And Mrs. Breakman said humbug. So there you go.
We need a soundbite of her saying that. She needs to get on here and say
You want to say that on the mic?
Yes. Yes, tell her. Quit being a Scrooge. What'd she say?
No, unless you guys start talking about The Sims, and I don't want to talk about The Sims.
Oh, The Sims. Bridget, I don't know if she's still in chat. She was in chat earlier. She's a big fan of The Sims. They would get along. Bridget in chat says...
Okay, she'll say it.
Oh, here we go.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Mrs. Breakman. Now, why are you being such a Scrooge to everybody?
I don't know. I just hate this time of year. I do hair, and it's really stressful, and people wait till the last minute, and they put me in a bad mood.
You're like the Grinch of RPGrinders right now, and I hope you know that. Does that make you feel better that there are a lot of Tiny Tims out there listening, and you're like the Grinch, or what's his name from Christmas Carol? Does that make you feel better?
Scrooge.
Yeah, Scrooge. Ebenezer.
No, not really.
Oh yeah, speaking of the Grinch, they're remaking it again.
Really?
Yeah, and he looks really weird. He's got a really big head, and he's like super skinny.
All right, you need to say for everybody out there, bah humbug, Mrs. Break. Scrooge, Scrooge McDuck.
Merry Christmas and bah humbug. Here he is.
Right on. That was Scrooge, everybody. Ebenezer Scrooge. I didn't know you were married to Ebenezer Scrooge, Breakman. Let's see.
No, they can't be Scrooge because they don't have piles of money.
She says that, but you should see all the Christmas decorations that she's bought. And...
She sounds like a wonderful person. I don't think she's... I'm on her side. I don't think she's Scrooge. I think she's just putting up a big act. Bridget in chat says, speaking of Sweetos, Branches, oh, sexy king of grinders. Look at that, guys. Countdown has begun. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I'm sticking my tongue out. She's sticking her tongue out at us. What do you say to that? Oh, Bridget also says, Merry Xmas, Breakman. I loved The Sims. Mrs. Breakman, I think she meant to say. So there you go.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Eric, you're Sweeto if you have one.
I guess my long weekend that I could look forward to if I get better.
Yeah, get better, dude, man. That sucks to be sick. All right.
I went to bed at 9 last night, and I woke up at like 11 because I couldn't breathe.
Yeesh. Yuck. All right, my Sweetos this week. I got a very, very special Sweeto after I tell
Frank got a toy. Frank got a toy.
Sex toy.
How dare you, Eric? You're
I would not say it like that.
How dare you?
Yeah, I wouldn't have said it like that. It would have been more like Frank got a toy.
No, actually, you get excited for shit like that, Breakman. Anytime somebody says sex.
Where are the anal plugs?
How dare you?
That's the first thing you go through Break's mind.
Speaking of...
Get out of my closet.
Speaking of anal plugs, I saw a movie called Holidays that you guys should watch. It's a horror movie.
Yeah, I heard there's like butt fucking in that.
No, there's no butt fucking. It's a horror anthology.
Isn't there?
Huh?
I said, why isn't there?
Yeah, why isn't there? Exactly. I'm sure there is in other versions, but it's a horror anthology. You guys should check it out. There's one story in particular that's fucked up. Anyways, there's rumors of a mini Dreamcast system being thrown around, and I am all for that. If they come out with a mini Dreamcast system and they have all those old cool games for the Dreamcast, I'm totally
It'll
down.
be better beyond there as well as the Power Stones.
Yeah. Well, that
I want Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur. I want
Soul Calibur.
Shenmue.
Asshole.
You can get that on the
Soul Calibur's awesome, man, and it was awesome on the
Dreamcast version. Was that was my jam.
It's a great game on the Dreamcast. They have all kinds of good games on the Dreamcast.
Don't you say that was my jam? Why did they say that? I must have heard that something. I must have heard that today or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Skies of Arcadia to be on there because the GameCube version's better, and it wouldn't make sense to put a GameCube version on a Dreamcast collection.
I want Skies of Arcadia. That's a great game, period. It was great on Dreamcast. Even better.
Put Grandia 2 on there.
Grandia. I used to have Grandia on there. That was a great game. I had a game called
Shenmue. We gotta have Shenmue.
Shenmue for sure is a good game. Oh god, there's so many. Dreamcast was very, very underrated. It's a great system.
How are they going to do it without that memory card? The Dreamcast had that memory card sucked because the batteries died on it really quick.
Internal memory. They'll figure it out, dude.
Maybe they can include the memory card as a part of the controller.
Maybe. All right. Also, This is a mind-blowing Sweeto, guys. All right, I haven't mentioned the games that I played because there's a bunch. And the reason being is because they had a drawing at my plasma center for every day. Like, usually, every once in a while, they have, like, raffles that if you donate, you get one ticket and you put it into a box. And there's, like, 8 days of them. So each
Is there a limit on the number of times you can donate plasma or blood a year?
Let him talk.
Basically, you put one, as you go, you put one in each box until, you get up to 8. And I won a $500 gift card. So, you know what I bought with that gift card? I bought a game system. And I know it was, yep. I know. I bought a game system, dude. I am now the proud owner of an Xbox One X.
Can you just call it the Xbox? Because that's a mouthful.
Well, I know. I maybe Xbone X. I don't know.
Just but anyways,
the reason I got the Xbox, the reason I got the Xbox is because it has 4K support. You guys remember? I saved up enough money to get that Black Friday 4K TV, Sharp TV, and the PlayStation Pro does not play 4K movies, which sucks. So
you missed the boat, Sony. You fucked up.
They totally fucked up.
Now Sony's going to announce at E3 that there's going to be a PlayStation 4 Elite, which is going to try to compete with it.
I hope, because that's the one.
Yeah, but they've already lost the sale.
Yeah, they have. They missed the boat.
They're going to have to do it anyway, though.
And this, you know what? Right now, the PlayStation has it all over the Xbox when it comes to games. But I'm telling you, in a couple years, if Sony doesn't really do something drastic, like either update their firmware and put out another system or something, they're going to be left in the dust when it comes to games, because it's the only system that does native 4K gaming. And as the years go by, everybody's going to have a 4K TV because that's all they're going to make eventually. So
gaming.
Well, I don't think it's something you could fix with a firmware update, because 4K Blu-ray players are hardware issues.
Yeah, it's a hardware issue. What were you saying, Break?
What games did you buy?
Okay, so let me run down.
You tweeted something out, and I saw some good responses. I wanted to make some recommendation too, but I was going to wait until today. So
yeah,
I want to hear what you bought.
Okay. So, what I did, check this out. I got a really good deal, guys. I had to go to Evil G to get it, though. So, full disclaimer, I hate Evil G, but I went there to buy it for this reason. They were giving $50 in credit. So, plus, on top of that, the points that I get for having the rewards thing there, that they send you magazines and stuff. So, I not only got $50 in credit coming to me, which should be in my account within the next couple of days, but I also get $10 back, so that's $60. Plus, I bought Wolfenstein and Wolfenstein The Old Blood, and included with The Old Blood was a coupon. If you bought Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, you get $10 back. So that's another $10 coming back to me because I got. I did buy Shadow of War, but I didn't open it, and I'm glad I didn't because I took that back and I got Part 2, Wolfenstein 2. So I have $70 worth of credit coming to me, which means I can buy games like Cuphead and, you know, Shadow of War maybe, and another $20 game. So, or I can just buy a brand new game and be done with it. But, damn. Here's my list of games. Included in my Xbox was a month of the Xbox Pass.
Okay. There's a lot of games you can try on that.
Oh my goodness!
You can definitely get a good experience.
Here's what I've been playing, guys.
You're not gonna sleep much.
No.
I wish the Xbox could let you gift games to people because I'd like someone to gift me Cuphead.
Yeah, Cuphead. It's only $20.
It's on Steam, so maybe somebody can gift me on Steam that.
It's only $20. It's not that much money. But
I would like to play it. I've heard it's completely unforgivable.
My bank account's a little tight because I paid off.
Here's what I've been playing, guys. All right, are you ready for this list? This is going to be a treasure trove of games for me because you guys know mostly what I've been playing is Marvel Puzzle Quest, which of course I have to play Marvel Puzzle Quest. But in lieu of that, here's what I've been playing: Dark Dreams Don't Die, or D4 as they call it. It's kind of a clue-gathering adventure game. It's okay. I didn't play a lot of it, but it's alright. I played Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition, which is a fantastic platforming game. Highly recommend. I haven't played a lot of it, but what I played, I loved. It has kind of a Latin flair to it. I'll say luchador type thing. It's an awesome game. Check this out. I played Hitman. Me, the guy who hates stealth, played Hitman because it was when I downloaded it, it's the first
open world.
It's the first game that I have seen in person that's 4K and has high dynamic range HDRs, and it played really well. The frame rate's awesome. The graphics are amazing. It's a good game. I downloaded kind of a demo called Insects, which was very interesting. It showed you the difference between 4K and 1080p and HDR and non-HDR, so that was really cool. I played Path to Exile, and that's a Diablo-like game, and I'm looking forward to playing more of that. It's really cool. Neverwinter Tomb of Annihilation I downloaded, but I could not play it because I don't have a gold membership. But I totally want to play Tomb of Annihilation because it's a Neverwinter game. Dungeons and Dragons, for those who are uninitiated. Great game.
I didn't know you could download games with gold games, but just not play them.
Yeah, I didn't know it either. I played Phantom.
Can you play with some? Can you play online with somebody who has gold if you have a silver?
No, I don't think you can. Yeah. I tried playing Neverwinter and it wouldn't let me, so it's just on my system for no reason. Phantom Dust. I played Phantom Dust. It was a 360 game. It's okay. It's nothing to write home about. It's kind of an action-y type game.
Well, it's an old game, and they ported it, and they basically did nothing to it.
Yeah, so. It's really not that pretty. It's okay.
Well. Like I said, we wait, and hopefully people show up, and finally, we have a Dungeon Buster.
Oh, Dungeon Buster appears. He says Neverwinter Tomb of Annihilation is an MMO, just for your information. Thank you very much.
That's why you can't play.
That's why I can't play. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Let's see. What else did I play? I played Recore, which is a fantastic action game.
I need to pick that up on PC.
That's
the Recore, the Definitive Edition.
Recore,
or did you play the base edition?
Recore is fucking awesome. I highly recommend.
A lot of people hated it.
I love that game. It's great. I mentioned I played Shantae on The Pirate's Curse. I played a game called Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter, which is kind of a clue-gathering action game as well. Pretty fun. You could tell it looks like an early 360 or early Xbox One development game, kind of like to show off what the system can do. It not much to say there. It's got this mechanic where you basically look for clues and decide, try to ascertain certain things. I played Strider. Strider was a...
Okay, I wanted to buy that when it was on sale and I forgot. And so how is that?
Strider's really good. It's actually really surprising.
Okay, alright. Yes,
super
now I hate
good.
myself for not
Just don't like the grumpy one mug tell you otherwise.
Oh, it's a good game. Strider is... Wow.
Dungeon Buster likes it too.
Yeah, I was really surprised with Strider. I could not believe I was playing. And the frame rate was perfect on my Xbox One X. It looked beautiful. It was perfect.
I was looking at it when I wasn't at home, like online, what the deals were, and I saw it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to do that when I get home.
If you have the Game Pass, you can play it for free. You can download it and play it for free.
No, to be clear, Mug likes the game, but he thinks that parts of it are broken.
I don't want to do the Game Pass thing. I just want to own a small amount of games at this point because I have a few games I still haven't played yet.
Yeah, I played Terraria. It's kind of a Minecraft-y action platformy type game, I guess.
I think I played that one too.
It's okay. I could tell it takes a lot of time.
I think I played that one too.
I played the PC version and it's I'm lost.
Yeah, it's okay. I was kind of lost playing it too, but it's a world-building type game. It's okay for what it is. I mentioned The Bridge. The Bridge is a great game. Highly recommend playing and beating that because it's not super, super hard. And let's see. I played the Wolfenstein. Oh, no. The Swapper, which is...
The what?
The Swapper. Basically, it's a doppelganger game. You have to create clones of yourself, and you both move at the same time. It's kind of like a not side-scrolling, but sort of like a Metroidvania-esque game where you have to use the other guy, other clone of yours to do what you want, and you both move at the same exact time, left and right. It's hard to explain, but it's okay. You're on the moon. I think you're on the moon, and you're in a mine or some different planet. It's okay. I played.
So this is nothing like a fluffer then.
No,
this is not how I imagined any of it. Okay.
What kind of games have you been playing, Breakman? I think we know the answer to that. This War of Mine is an interesting game. It's very depressing. It's a post-apocalyptic scavenging game. I don't know what kind of view they. It's sort of like if you were to slice a house in half and look inside and see the people and stuff like that. That's what this game is. It's very technical. I can tell it's a great game, but it's a little too technical for me. You have to basically the idea is to survive, like scavenge and survive, which
I bet it would be easier to play with a mouse.
I don't think so. I think it plays fine. It's okay. I played a game called Death Trap World of Van Helsing. This was easily the worst game I played out of all of them because for me, the two things I hate the most are tower defense and strategy games. And this was both of those combined. So I played a little of that, and I was like, that's enough of that game. The monsters look amazing. The game looks fine. It's just not my thing.
Play the other Van Helsing games instead.
I don't even know what those are.
I heard they're like Diablo clones.
I don't know. But that one was definitely not my thing. Wolfenstein: The New Order, which is a fucking amazing game. Wolfenstein: The New Blood, which is another good game. And Wolfenstein 2 New Colossus, which is a great fucking first-person shooter. I'm not totally into first-person shooters.
You had a time to try all of those?
Every single one of them.
Well, he's unemployed. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah, I got plenty of time. Actually, I got
apparently not sleep either. There's none of that going on.
I've been staying up till 2, 3 in the morning for sure.
Frank gets all the coffee on tap.
Exactly.
He's staying up to 2 or 3 in the morning and getting up at 4.
Yeah. Dungeon says the Wolfenstein
Man, that's
game.
something I had to do this week too. 10-hour days, yeah, and I have to do it next week.
That sucks. Dungeon Buster says the Wolfenstein games are super fun.
That's good, because I've always liked Wolfenstein.
Oh, they're great games, dude. I was so surprised.
I've got the first two on my PS4. I just haven't had time to play them. I haven't played the second one.
Wolfenstein 2 is arguably the best looking game I think I've ever seen in person. I can say that without question. Wolfenstein 2 New Colossus is the most gorgeous game I've ever seen in person. I've seen videos online of other games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Witcher 3 and a bunch of cool ass games, but it is probably the finest looking game I've ever seen. It's that good. Let's see. I also played MPQ. So that's my list.
Can't you play MPQ on the Xbox One now?
I don't know, and I don't want to start over. I've got 3 years invested in that game, and I have so many characters. I don't. It's my one go-to mobile game that I play. Dungeon Buster says...
Yeah, I'm glad my Final Fantasy record keeper account would transfer over when I get a new phone. When I got a new phone, glad all shit transferred over.
Yeah.
Because I would have been really upset.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Dungeon Buster says Frank is being fed by IV injections of coffee for sure, man. He also says the second
moved from the couch in days.
Well, my bed because it's in my room.
There's a bunch of pots laying around the floors and stuff like that, with yellow water.
Actually, there's a lot of cups with soda pop in it. That's for sure.
Is that a brown pickle? What is that?
How dare
Frank,
you?
Come on.
How dare you? How dare you? Dungeon Buster says second Wolfenstein is good, just not as fresh as the first game. Yeah, I agree, but man, is it pretty. I mean, they're all pretty, especially on my TV.
The biggest complaint I heard about the game is that the game makes your character a little too squishy on the higher difficulties.
I don't play on the higher difficulties. I'm not good enough in
like I'm talking like there's like 2 normals, and if you play in the higher level normal, it's like harder than it should be probably.
Yeah, I'm not playing anything on hard level. Trust me, I'm not good enough. I have to practice a lot more. Bridget says, yeah, and I fell asleep a few of those nights, Frankie. Game overload, for sure. It's man, guys, I feel like now I'm up to date on games. My next thing that I want to get, I mean, it was going to be an Xbox first and then PS4, but my plans are moved up now. So now that I got the Xbox, if you want to add me, I'm RPGrinders on there. I could, for whatever reason, not get Frank Branches. I think it's because of my old account.
Why didn't you send me an invite anyway?
I tried looking for you, but I
why didn't you recover your old account?
Eric, hang on.
There's no underscore on Xbox.
Okay, so it's just Breakman. Okay, I'll look. Yeah. I looked for it, but I had to do updating and a bunch of shit, and I think I just forgot to look at it again. That's the one thing.
Yeah, and when you get a gold account, we're gonna have to play some Halo.
I don't have a gold account.
I said when you get one.
I know. But it brings up a good point. Also,
I think that's his way of saying he's never gonna get one.
No, that's not. I am gonna get a gold account because I do want to play with friends. But my next thing on my list is gonna be a PS4 Pro. I love the games that are on the PS4 Pro, but if there's anything that I can play at a better frame rate or better resolution, you're damn right I'm going to get it on the Xbox, which is why I think in the end the Xbox actually is going to fucking do really well in the years to come, because that native 4K is fucking amazing. And I've seen comparison videos, and it's not a huge difference, but it's enough to notice. And I will get the game. I mean, other than staples, like if Final Fantasy comes out, I'm definitely going to get that on the PlayStation. They're, obviously the exclusives. But I'm getting the PlayStation 4 next, and I am planning on getting a.
Actually, I think you should probably just get the one version, because the X is probably have been better optimized for it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if there's been an update for it yet.
I want to kind of recommend a game too, because I don't think it's on PlayStation. I'm pretty sure it's just it's Microsoft exclusive. But if you like the beat 'em ups, if you like the old school like Dungeon. I keep wanting to say Dungeons and Dragons, but fucking Double Dragon. God damn it!
Double Dragon.
I don't know why I want to say Dungeons and Dragons. Forgot to.
Which game is that? Break.
But if you like beat 'em ups, I recommend Castle Crashers.
Castle Crashers, yeah, I've heard pretty good things about Castle Crashers. That might be one. Wyland gave me this. I'm surprised Wyland's not in here. I got a couple of suggestions. I asked people what I should be getting on the Xbox because it's been a long time since I've been able to play up-to-date system.
Frank Killer Instinct to get his ass kicked in Wyland on a daily
I'm going to kick Wyland's ass.
And of course, I'm going to recommend Halo 5 and Halo Master Chief Collection because, I mean, that's a good deal.
Yeah, I'm going to get
games for
those are staples. I'm going to get those.
Which we can play together online. You know, I'm just saying.
I'm definitely going to get that. Get both of those games for sure. Because they're worth playing. I remember having a ton of fun.
You know what? Dungeon Buster has a good point. Dungeons & Dragons does have 2 awesome beat-em-ups.
Yeah. I am.
It's a lot of fun, especially with friends, and I love the humor of the game.
You talking about the towers of the Tower of Drug or the collection that Capcom did? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, those were originally arcade games, but those 2 games.
Those are on the 360, but you could play them via the backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's also DuckTales.
Halo for sure. I remember having a lot of fun with the first one, even though I completely suck at first-person shooters. And we used to have local LAN parties and bring over Xboxes. I don't know if you remember those days, Break, where you could hook up like with Ethernet cables and play, and it was like kind of innovative at the time. Totally fun. But yeah, I'm definitely going to play that. If you guys have any suggestions for me, I'll put them on my list. I know Wyland mentioned Killer Instinct. I think I'm going to get that, and I'm going to kick his ass at it. And let's see, what else? Cuphead, for sure. Cuphead's #1 movie I'm going to get as soon as I get my credits. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm super excited, guys. I can't tell you. It's been a long road for me, as you mentioned.
You mean Battle Block Theater?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's a fun game, but I don't. It's not on the One. It was on the 360.
Yeah, but you can still play it.
As you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean it's backwards compat, which they've actually had a bunch of like Xbox original games.
I kind of want Otogi to end up on the backwards compatibility because I'd pick that up.
Yeah. I thought I saw the prices were about $10. I don't want to pay $10 for an Xbox for an original Xbox game.
As you mentioned,
I'd pay that much for Otogi considering how much it goes for online.
As you mentioned,
well, I was looking at playing the flying game. I love that flying game, Crimson Skies.
Also, I'd really love
never had a sequel for
Chaos gets imported and you can get it on the online store.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Break. This last year has been pretty awful for all of us for different, varying reasons, but. This year is ending up on a very, very high note for me, starting with the incredible luck I got getting that game card. And you know what was really cool about getting that card? Also, in addition to me getting the $500 gift card plus all the extras I got with buying the games that I did and credits, etc., the Plasma Company gave a $150 gift card to Toys for Tots.
That's cool.
Yeah, which is super cool. That's a great program for underprivileged kids that can't afford Christmas. So this has been a really good Christmas for me because of that.
Oh, yeah. I guess I should tell people, but now I'm actually going to give Frank a Christmas gift, and I'm going to give him my old 3DS.
Yeah, woo! So I'll be able to play like Metroid and some of those other things.
You won't have to borrow mugs anymore.
Yeah. let's see. Dungeon Buster says Crimson Skies. I remember Crimson Skies. I used to have that game. It's a fun game. It's backwards compatible, he says. That's cool. He says,
doesn't that game play better on the PC, though?
I don't know, man. Oh, I don't play PC. I don't know anything about PC. Dungeon Buster says, Otogi, that's a blast from the past. I have Otogi in the
Otogi.
Otogi, whatever. And then he says, I know, right?
You say Otogi, I say Otogi.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. And then Bridget
he said the game's very different, so I wonder why.
And then Bridget in chat says, next year's going to be the best ever. I totally agree. It's looking up for me. My money situation's getting a little bit better. I'm starting to dig myself out of the many holes that I have. I have one more hole couple more holes that I have to dig out of, but after that...
maybe Trump will finally have a heart attack from all the Big Macs he fucking eats and Diet Coke he drinks.
I drink a lot of Diet Coke, man. That doesn't bother me at all. I don't care, man. I mean, if you're...
He'll get diabetes, and then he'll have...
Diabetes!
Then I'll get lectured by Wolf or Emily's Ghost.
Yeah, but for sure...
Captain Diabetes?
Yeah, Captain Diabetes.
Yeah, he's a character in the
South Park.
South Park.
Yeah.
Yes.
So next year's looking very, very, very bright for me anyways. I don't know about you guys. Hopefully you guys have some good stuff upcoming. But like I said, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. Next year, my goal is to have all the systems and at the very least have all the great exclusives to each system. So like for the Xbox, it'd be Cuphead #1, Halo for sure, and I already got Wolfenstein on those systems. And I'm gonna get Witcher 3. I know that's multi-platform, but I saw a computer analysis of that game versus the PS4, and I'm definitely getting the Xbox version. I'm gonna get the PS4 exclusives like Uncharted again. I used to have that. Bloodborne. Absolutely, Bloodborne is a must-get. That game is so good. I think, in my opinion, Bloodborne may be the best game I've ever played, period. What else? Let's see, Uncharted. Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn, without question.
It may be the best game I've ever played, period, and just moved on like nothing happened. Like, what? Really? You love the game that much, huh?
Bloodborne not only looks amazing, it's got this gothic horror aesthetic that is fantastic. It looks amazing. It plays great. It's punishing like the Dark Souls games, but it's very, very, very rewarding. You got to be super patient with that game. It's got an esoteric story which is mind-blowing. You have to really, really think about things. Excuse you. You have to really think about things before, if you really want to get the most of that game. Everything in that game has a reason and a purpose. It's an absolute master class in video gaming. It's almost a perfect game in every way. Let's see what else. The Uncharted I mentioned, Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm gonna get the Nintendo Switch, Mario, Breath of the Wild, the new Metroid game, of course. I will. I'm guessing by mid-year have all the systems and all the great games for them, along with the stunning visuals I've been experiencing on my 4K TV. It makes a world of difference. Mug gave me a 32-inch TV that he had from back in the day, an Insignia, and it was great. There was nothing wrong. It was a 720p TV. Video looked good on it, etc., etc. But it was almost to the point where it was dead. It had some ghosting and some other things, but yes, I am now up to date. I feel like I'm in the current gen of systems, and I'm super excited for next year, guys. Let me tell you the list of games I'm going to play next week. I told you about all the games I played this week. Some of them I'm going to continue playing, obviously, but I have a list of games that are on my list of stuff to play. I'm going to play BioShock Infinite. I never got a chance to play that game. Sturden. I don't know what that is, but I'll check it out. Saints Row 4 Reelected. Oddworld Metro Last Night Redux or Redo. Limbo. Phantom Pain, obviously the Metal Gear game. Dead Island Definitive Edition, Devil May Cry Definitive Edition, Darkside War Master, and a game called Brothers. So that's why that's what I'm going to be playing this coming week. So if you can tell by my voice, I'm super excited. I cannot believe my luck. Dungeon Buster says, super grats. Thank you very much, Dungeon Buster. I appreciate that. Dungeon Buster, do you have an Xbox, and what's your tag, dude? I need to add you to my list of friends. I got one friend, Suede Pup, from Zed Radio, but I need more Xbox friends. So I'll be adding Breakman tonight, probably. Hopefully Dungeon Buster if you have the Xbox, and Gripper and Wyland. I looked for Wyland. I couldn't find Wyland.
I don't know when I'm going to be able to afford another gold account.
Yeah.
I wonder what we can do. Can we only communicate or something? I don't know.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, because you don't have gold.
Well, we could send messages back and forth for sure.
That's what I mean. We could probably talk. That's it. We can just talk to each other.
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Dutch says I don't have an Xbox One. I can pretend to have one.
You need to get one, Dungeon. We could have tons of fun. I'm gonna get a PlayStation too, so I'll get you there for sure. But yeah, man, I can't believe I'm now in the current gen. I thought I never, in my wildest dreams, I wished for that exact gift card, and just like Pedro from that movie, Napoleon Dynamite, my wishes are coming true. So things are looking up gaming-wise, guys. I'm just getting started, so it's kind of been a whirlwind. I downloaded a shit ton of games. I played a ton of games, and this next year is going to be my best ever year for gaming. I can already tell. It's going to be awesome. So, all right. Let's move on, guys.
Yep. Let's talk about what we were going to talk about. And I said let's wait, and hopefully chatters would show up. And Dungeon Buster has shown up, so
right.
We can talk about
it. Star Wars. Spoiler.
Stay away from MXT on Xbox. I didn't know he had an account on Xbox.
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't have my name.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Star Wars yet, please fast forward a few or pause it and whatever. But we are going to be spoilerific. We gave you a week to watch the movie, over a week. So now that we've had a chance to let it all soak in, guys, what are your
spoiler alert?
Yep, spoiler alert.
Skywalker is in this movie.
Skywalker's definitely in this movie. So, what are your impressions?
Okay, really, let's get in with spoilers then. Let's go right to Luke Skywalker. What is with all of his family having just kind of weird ways of dying?
Yeah,
his mother had the lamest death ever. She died of a broken heart.
Yeah.
You just can't act shap, and what happens is you just will lose the will to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. But that breaks away from who her character was. So that's a really lame excuse, because her character was a really strong, independent woman. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was a fucking queen at one point and then a senator. She was a strong woman.
Yeah.
For her to die of a broken heart just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, there have been a lot of fan theories about maybe Palpatine did it or something like that, but that was never made canon.
They never really have delved into that.
But he gave her cancer and it activated at that point.
Yeah. There's a lot of
cancer.
There's a lot of plot holes in the new Jedi movie.
Yeah, well, let me get back to what I was saying.
Okay.
His father dies from him, Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader dies from basically losing his hand and losing in a combat, mm-hmm. and then taking his helmet off because he can't breathe. But he's I'm dying anyway.
Mm-hmm.
From having your hand chopped off, your robot hand.
Yeah, I know.
It was a vital component attached to it or something.
I know. Was there something in his finger? That was most people have their heart in their chest. His heart was in his finger or something.
No, it was probably a switch that kept his heart going or something.
I guess, but whatever.
So that happens, and then let's get right to the spoiler. Luke Skywalker just dies in this one from
super strange
exerting himself from using the Force.
Yeah,
actually, there's some canon backstory behind Vader's tech. The reason being that because of the budget cuts that he made in the Senate, they didn't have the actual technology to save his life and make him look presentable. So that's why he's in that robot getup.
Yeah. Okay.
And DB says it best with, I went to see a Star Wars movie and I got one, but wow, I had some issues with it. I didn't hate it, but I can see why some people would get really upset over it. And I've been hearing a lot of people that I know are coming up to me like, "Oh my God, you seen it? Like it's the greatest movie ever and stuff. Like it's the best Star Wars ever."
It's definitely not the best Star Wars.
And I'm just, and I'm like, yeah, that's good. It was good. Like I don't want to like get into it with them, but
it's
I'm like,
it was really good movie.
I enjoyed it, and and after listening to some or reading some interviews from Rian Johnson, I am in a more confident place as far as I feel about him running the franchise from here.
Yeah, but
hold on.
Isn't JJ doing the next movie?
Yes, but hold on.
Yes, but after that, he's going to.
I really hope he doesn't try to pull back what Rian was trying to do with this film, though.
Here's something else that we didn't talk about last week that I really like about The Last Jedi. Totally.
There's a lot of things I liked about it.
It totally went against everything we were expecting, right? Which for me is a great way to kind of do a soft reboot on a series. You take your expectations and you totally go in a different direction, and it makes things interesting. So that I really liked. Things I did not. Oh, and also last week I talked about Kylo Ren. I know what the problem with Kylo Ren is. It's when you saw Darth Vader in the previous movie.
Actually, that's
Eric.
Eric, okay.
Let me finish my point before you tear me apart. The point that I wanted to make about Kylo Ren and why I don't like his character all that much, I figured it out. I remember I had a hard time. I couldn't tell you guys why I didn't like Kylo Ren and all this. And it's something very, very simple. When Darth Vader would come out in the previous movies, he had a very foreboding presence, a very menacing presence, which Kylo does in a way too. But what sets Darth Vader apart from Kylo Ren is this simple thing: the music. Every time Darth Vader came out, he came out to the Imperial March or some very, very foreboding dark music, right? That sets Darth Vader apart for me from Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren's mask is fine, his character's fine, his outfit, he's got some of the qualities of Darth Vader, but when he comes out, there's no music to let you know that this guy is super bad. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds very minor, but it's actually something very big in the first movies. If you go back and look at those movies again, it's kind of the reason people associate Darth Vader with being such a badass was because of the badass music. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, guys? Am I out of my mind?
Yeah, I think you're a little off base, and I think you're missing the point of Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren isn't supposed to be Vader. He's young. He's got a temper. He throws those tantrums, and who knows if Anakin was actually like that for a while when he got put in that suit. Yeah, but I mean, maybe he hasn't had the time to develop the same way that Vader has.
Maybe, but he doesn't do any badass things.
I think what's alluring about him is that it's not that he's not supposed to be a badass. He's supposed to be unpredictable and unstable, and that's dangerous. I think there's intrigue there.
Yeah, there is intrigue, and that's why I said
leading up to the end where they basically were saying like now he's focused and now he's the boss.
I hope that
I don't think he's quite the boss yet.
No, he's the boss. He killed Snoke.
No, hold on. We're gonna get to Snoke in a second here.
Don't get into like predictions.
No, we're gonna get into Snoke.
Like Snoke, he cut in half.
No. We're gonna get into Snoke in just a second. I'll tell you why in a minute. But But to finish off my thought,
I definitely want to get into some bigger problems that I have with the movie. But go ahead.
Let me finish my Kylo Ren rant, and I'll forever be done with it. I think he's a serviceable villain. He just hasn't done anything super badass to this point to make me feel like this is like the next big villain. You know what I mean? Like if he does something like I don't know, go through a battle and fuck up like 25 people like Vader did in that one movie, that will make Kylo Ren the next new villain, and I'll be okay with it. But until then, he seems too whiny and too... I know what you're saying, Eric. He's very conflicted, and that does make him intriguing and unpredictable. But at some point, you have to... If you want to be the man... You have to act like the man. He hasn't taken any initiative. And yes, he did, quote-unquote, kill Snoke, which Snoke is another issue that I have with this movie. When we first saw Snoke, he was this huge-ass guy, right? All of a sudden,
and I kind of knew he wasn't going to be, but I was so hoping he would be a giant.
I was hoping too. Like, that to me would
have been different. I'm like, yes, do that. No.
Right. So I don't
mind Snoke dying. I mind when he died.
No, I really liked that they killed him. When he wasn't a giant, and he's like he was really strong in the Force. And for the first time, really in a trilogy, this is only 2 parts of a trilogy so far, Rey actually looked like she wasn't, like, superhuman against him.
Yeah.
Like, but for the first time, she kind of looked like she was completely in over her head, whereas usually, it was in, The Force Awakens, where over her head, no such thing, because she can just dream up, like, oh yeah, you know what, I think I have the Force now.
These are reasons
why what's that thing? Oh, there's a Jedi mind trick. Nobody's taught me it, but here it is.
Okay, you brought up something very good right there. Jedi mind trick, okay? Is it possible, because I think Snoke's death was way too quick. Like, they showed some of his power where he just picked up Rey, and he, was kicking ass and all this, did Force lightning, all this stuff, which makes me think, all right, that Snoke is not dead for this reason. All right. If Luke,
he's gonna survive like Maul did.
Let me know when you're done, Eric.
All right.
Okay. So here's why I think Snoke is not dead. All right. We saw Luke, who is a total fucking Jedi master at this point, right? I mean, we can all agree Skywalker's a Jedi master. What he pulled off was something that we have never seen, I don't think. And
which is my favorite part of the movie.
Yes.
When he punked the entire First Order and Kylo Ren.
Yep.
He just punked them.
Yes, he basically was...
I don't know. He basically became one with the Force at that point.
Yeah.
But that came at the cost of his life.
Yeah, I don't think it... I think he just became... And I don't think he really died. He just, like you said, became one with the Force.
Yeah, that's the thing with a Jedi, especially if a Jedi Master...
It's like Yoda showed up, and he basically, hey, Force lightning on the dark side? Well, look at this shit.
I think Snoke
You know what? Now that I think about it, Luke probably didn't get the training about how to join with the Force. He was probably just, like, that powerful that he was able to.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because he admitted that, Rey figured it out that he'd cut himself off from the Force. Like, he didn't go to that island to learn anything. He admitted he went to that island to die.
Snoke, I believe, is still alive for this reason, because I think Snoke is every bit as powerful as Luke, and he pulled a Jedi mind trick on everybody, but in this case, a Sith Lord mind check, and he wasn't there. Because of the size difference, Breakman, I believe he is a giant. He's not what they showed in this last movie, and I think he's going to show up later on. I saw a video that made me a believer, dude. Like, I totally believe that he could not be beat that easily, because if you remember, he said he knows everything that Kylo Ren is thinking or is doing. So if he knew that, and he had all that power, there's no way he didn't know that Kylo Ren wasn't going to use that lightsaber. So
You mean he set it all up so that Kylo would be on the right path?
I think he did set it up to where he can be an evil guy, and Snoke is gonna make another appearance. I don't think it's like a Darth Maul situation where Darth Maul is dead permanently. I think Snoke is still. And can you imagine seeing Snoke versus Skywalker? I think that would be fucking amazing, man. Let's see.
Okay, as far as him being alive, look, I think he's dead, and I don't think we'll ever see him again because Hawks, is it General Hawks?
Mm-hmm.
Hawks?
Yeah,
Hawks or Hawks? Oh. Anyways, like he comes and like examines the body. You know, like he's kind of there for a while. Like, again, it's kind of like. If they bring him back, it would have to be maybe as a clone or something like that, or as a Force image. But
no way, dude.
And we won't see him in a movie. Force. Yeah, we won't see him in a movie. It'll be like in maybe a TV show or one of the
expanding universe.
No way.
Yes,
I think he pulled a Jedi mind trick, and I do not think he was present there at all. And by the way, the red guard that was there. Are those the other students of Luke Skywalker?
No, I don't think so.
I think they are.
I think they were just remnants of the Coruscant Guard armor that they picked up, and and then they trained.
I don't think so because they were badass.
There's kind of an argument that I've been hearing whether because they originally it was said in The Force Awakens that he took people with him, right?
Yes.
I don't completely remember. I wish Wyland was here.
Yeah.
And
that might show up in the next film.
But in this film, he said he killed them all.
Oh.
So there's kind of a debate in the Star Wars community right now as to whether he actually took guys with him or not.
Yeah.
And if they were they some? Are they still out there? Because those were Snoke's personal guard. Those are. These would not have been the Knights of Ren, which I'm wondering what about the Knights of Ren, you know?
No. I think they are. I think they are Snoke's personal guard, but I think that they are Ren's followers. I'm pretty sure
because they would have been more loyal to him, I think.
I don't know about that. Snoke was the end all tell all. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I found this old ass R2D2 that I'm showing on the screen now that plays cassette tapes, if you can believe that, and it still works. So I have an R2D2, man, right here. I found it. So.
Oh yeah. Speaking of droids, did anybody get the sense that the BB-8's channeling the Force? Because what the hell?
Yeah,
BB-8 was apparently a badass.
Yeah, BB-8 was a badass. You brought up something.
That whole thing. That was at the part where I'm like, this isn't one of my favorite Star Wars movies now because what the fuck is all this about?
Also, quit trying to make.
Sorry. I tried to hit the mute button. I didn't.
I think they need to quit trying to make Phasma a thing because it's
I'm pretty sure they killed her and we're done with her.
Yeah, that one for sure they killed her. I actually like that character. They kind of did no justice to that character whatsoever. She's a total
That's another
badass.
character that I really don't care about. Like that's
I do.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I shouldn't say this is a really unpopular thing, but I was never a big Boba Fett fan.
I like Boba Fett.
In the movie, he never did that much in the movie.
I
think a lot of people just liked him because he looked cool.
No, I liked him because he looked cool.
I was always a fan of the heroes, like Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. Those were the guys I was always looking for.
And see, I was the opposite.
Because Darth Vader was fucking the man.
Yeah, I like Vader and even Palpatine.
Palpatine had some of the best lines. He delivered them so. Like he defined evil with this delivery of lines.
You brought up something earlier, Breakman, about the island and that dark hole. What the fuck was that?
I think, everybody would tell me. You guys said this is kind of original, but a lot of this movie was very Empire-like.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you remember Empire, like Luke went into an area like filled by the dark side.
Yeah.
Yoda didn't really want him to go in there, but Luke was going to go in there anyway, and that's exactly what that was.
But the problem was that there's so many questions left unsaid in that little scene.
Yeah, but if you think about it, there were a lot with Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I know.
And I think that was why he did it in a kind of deliberate way.
Does anybody like the Luke drinking the milk?
That scene was awful.
I liked Luke on the island. I thought a lot of
Luke on the island was cool. I liked everything with Luke for the most part. So here's
that milk drinking scene was kind of a callback to New Hope because the color of the milk was the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And I said it in chat to Dungeon Busters. Like my favorite parts of the movie were really like a lot of the old characters for the most part, like Luke and Leia. Like those were the best scenes.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with the island. Why, of all the islands and of all the isolated places in the galaxy, why did Luke choose that island? Was it because of the dark side that was there? That hole in the ground?
No, it was because
the Jedi texts were there.
Yeah, the Jedi texts were there.
No, I know
the Tree of Knowledge, like I do call it Tree of Knowledge. I don't know what the fuck it was called.
Yeah, the tree that Yoda just.
Yeah, like that was the reason. Like there was a specific reason for him to go there. Like he was going. Like his plan all along was to die, and basically he was gonna try to take that stuff with him.
But the problem I had is, if you're gonna put a tree of knowledge, or the Jedi tech someplace, you're gonna put them right next to that black hole of evil. I mean, that to me didn't make a lot of sense, but
because the Jedi believe in balance.
I guess that's a good way of looking at it.
The Force needs to be balanced. Like it can't be all pure.
Let's talk about.
I read someone's thoughts on someone I follow on Twitter's thoughts on the movie, and he was wondering what the third lesson was. I think the third lesson was the price of failure of Born from Hubris.
Can I talk about my biggest problems in the movie, because I've had time to think about it really, and I don't want to get the problems over with, so maybe we can talk about the good before we leave.
Okay.
But my biggest problem with the movie is, if you think about it, Poe, Finn, and Rose got a lot of people killed unnecessarily.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
Not only they went off to that fucking planet, which was like a sidetrack of the movie.
Yep.
And when they said Codebreaker and they said he was at a casino, I had my fingers fucking crossed. I was like, Lando.
Yep.
Please be Lando. And I
totally
actually
agree.
They're thinking they wanted to originally do Lando, but because they were going to have him betray him, they couldn't have it be Lando. You can't have Lando betraying them. But that's the point. Like, they went in there to get another guy. They didn't went in there to get him. So Lando, I think, could have still been used.
I agree.
But basically, like him at gambling or something like it. But I guess at the same point, you don't want like Lando on a crooked planet too.
Yeah. But
that's a good point. Yeah, I guess you couldn't really have used Lando in that. But that whole thing was just like they're running out of fuel. Yep. They're all gonna die, and they go off on this fucking side mission. Like, oh my god!
It was to me.
That was basically the that one scene from X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah, you're right. And this one wasn't as good. Like in X-Men Apocalypse, like I hate that they went off on that, but there was at least some cool scenes like Wolverine going berserk, because really that was the only time we've ever seen him go berserk. And
not really. He went berserk in Origins, even though that movie was terrible. He kind of did that. And Logan, holy shit, did he?
Oh, I haven't seen Logan. That's right. No, he might be going on. Okay,
you got to see Logan,
but before Logan. But anyway. Sidetracking. They just completely disobeyed orders, and they got a lot of good guys killed.
Yep. I totally agree, but the leader, the Kelly, not Kelly Lynch, the Laura Dern, that chick, she had no clue what the fuck she was doing the entire time.
No, she had a plan. She just didn't know how to communicate. She wasn't a very good communicator, but she had a good plan.
Which is why Poe did what
he did. But her plan ended up getting a lot of people killed. It was basically a war of attrition with her. She was just, trying to save.
It was, oh my god, like the whole.
But
hopefully, I think at the end of the movie, though, Poe had learned that he done fucked up and he should just listen.
I totally agree.
But speaking of the end of the movie, I'm just thinking, like, it's been like a few days, maybe a week.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, the Millennium Falcon, the smell aboard that ship right now, like, holy shit.
Okay.
That is some funk up on that ship.
Here's here is.
Did anybody like the Porgs?
I did. I actually liked the Porgs.
Funny, but you know what?
Better than Ewoks, I guess.
I was the only one who was laughing more at Chewbacca, like growling. Like when he growled back, I thought that was funnier, and the rest of the crowd was silent. And I'm like, huh.
They had a personality, at least. I liked the Porgs; they were awesome.
They weren't overused is the thing. If you overused them, then it would have been another thing.
Let me get out this point real quick, guys. The problem with the going off on that tangent that Rose and Finn did was pacing. It totally took you out of the momentum of the film. That when I talk about pacing, it's more about momentum. And it totally destroyed the pacing at that point. Luckily, they ended it okay. The other problem I had, let's quickly talk about an elephant in the room.
And Dungeon Buster says in chat, the whole casino tangent was weird to me. Yeah, like it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
it was.
Everybody's dying, and they go off onto some prison planet and get arrested, and we got to deal with this. Yeah. And the end of the fact that they went back to that at the very end of the movie was just annoying to me too.
I felt a little bit of time to somewhere of reconcile with Leia's spacewalk.
Here's okay.
But that would have been just one weird spot in the movie, and would have been okay with it. And I'm actually mostly okay with that.
She's a Skywalker, and she's like, and the Skywalkers are super powerful with the Force. Yeah. So if she used it in an act of desperation to save her life, then fine. But as long as she just doesn't start using Force powers.
This was what I was.
Dungeon Buster sums it up in chat. Hey guys, we're being chased by an enemy fleet that apparently doesn't know how to contact other Star Destroyers to intercept us.
Yeah.
Good point. But let's go out for pizza anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Dungeon Buster.
Oh yeah,
but
another thing that was cool.
I'm sorry, I'm getting frustrated, dude. I've been trying to get this point out for 15 minutes. Leia. That's the big elephant in the room. What in the blue fucking hell are they gonna do with Leia now that she's no longer here?
I guess they're gonna have to like kill her off like unceremoniously, kind of like Bail Organa, her adopted father.
Yeah, but
because you think about it, like he was a pretty big part of the original trilogy. But like he was just an afterthought, basically, in A New Hope.
So they're gonna do. They're gonna.
I mean, they might have to. She's dead.
She'll be on a planet somewhere and kaboom.
Yeah, or
she doesn't have to be on screen.
She'll be on like the lead ship, and I think she'll probably sacrifice herself. Or something.
You want to talk about outrage? If that happens, watch how which is part of my stinko. The people hating on Star Wars right now. Fuck them, Star Wars haters. Like, I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I've gotten enough of Star Wars over the years that I kind of, I'm like, not all excited. I mean, I like seeing the movies in the theater. It's kind of a must-see movie in the theater, any new one that comes out. But I'm not, like 100% all in on Star Wars. But if you're just hating just to hate, then go fuck yourself. I thought it was a fun, good popcorn movie. It had its problems, but you can point out problems in every movie imaginable. Period. So, to hate on Star Wars this much for something that brings so much joy to people is really not necessary. I think, problems aside, I thought it was a good movie. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's a good movie. And another thing I liked was using ships to go to light speed to ram other ships.
That was a pretty badass scene.
That was a badass scene.
Probably make drone ships and just use them that way.
Well, it wasn't in the script.
Dungeon Buster basically, he sums it up for me, really. I definitely don't hate Star Wars or even this movie despite its issues. It's a low point for me, but for every series has its highs and low points.
You know what's the low point?
It's not even that low.
No,
well, yeah, this isn't really that low for me. Like I enjoyed it, but it's not. Somewhere around the middle, I think.
I think it's the best Star Wars film since Return of the Jedi.
I think it's the best one. I actually think it's the best Star Wars since Empire, to be honest with you. I didn't have any problems, major problems other than Leia being fucking Jedi Master. I can traction myself.
What about the heroes getting a lot of people killed?
That too. Yep.
Like,
I did have a problem with that.
You can say a lot about, like, Luke not being, like, mature, like, being whiny, and Han being,
right,
you know, self-centered and stuff, but they didn't get a lot of people killed.
Right. Totally agree.
You know?
Yep.
I'd like to somewhere, like, explain maybe why Leia was able to do that.
I mean, Leia was willing to be sacrificed to not tell people where to go, you know? She sent them... Like, she sent the Empire off to some deserted island where I get the idea, like, Finn and Rose would have got tricked into telling them where to go.
Yeah, I totally agree. What were you going to say, Eric?
Like, maybe the reason Leia can do what she does also has to do with the fact that the balance in the Force is such that the equal powers rose up to fight the other dark powers, and she is a Skywalker, so... Yeah,
that's true.
Maybe her Force pathways opened up.
Yeah, maybe.
The thing with Leia is she is strong in the Force, but she, instead of choosing the path of learning to be a Jedi, she chose the path of leadership.
Yeah.
And so she doesn't have any real training in it. I mean, she can use the Force, and she has the power in the Force. She has not cut herself off from it.
If the
Force is strong with her,
yeah,
she just doesn't. You know, she doesn't.
If you think about the true heroes,
which is really what they did in the novels, which is kind of weird. They went almost the same path as they did in the novels. Novels.
If you think about the true heroes in the Star Wars legacy, there's only a few names that really come up for me. Rogue One. What's the chick's name in that one? I can't remember.
Jane Erso.
Yeah, Erso is definitely a hero. Leia is definitely...
I liked Rogue One more because Rogue One stayed on point at all times.
I liked Rogue One a lot.
And I know there were definitely problems with it, like fake-ass Tarkin and plastic Leia.
Well,
but the bad guys in that one were really intimidating.
Yeah,
and they were at all times, like, the story was moving forward, and they didn't go off onto some tangent.
Well, and Vader was a total badass.
My only problem with it is, like...
Vader was a badass, and that little guy with his little cape, like, he was such a dick, and, like, he was more he was more of a villain to me than Hux was. Like, Hux is just a toady for the most part. Yeah. Like, he's I
love that.
He's kind of the joke character of the Empire.
Yep. I really liked that movie because it did showcase heroes. Leia's definitely a hero. Skywalker to a certain extent. But true heroes, Erso, for sure, and Leia have always been the true heroes. You can make an argument for Han Solo, but if you remember, Han Solo really didn't want to be there. Like, he was kind of there.
Not originally, but he was all in after, he was frozen in carbonite and they rescued him.
Yeah,
after that, he was all in, and he did lead. Listen, people want to criticize Han Solo, but in the end, Han Solo led a bunch of teddy bears against the Emperor's elite guard, and Han Solo won.
Dungeon Buster says the Leia thing
don't seem to realize that. Like, Han Solo was a fucking genius general.
Yeah, he was okay. Dungeon Buster says...
He led teddy bears with slingshots against the Empire with blasters, and he won.
Dungeon Buster says the Leia thing was bizarre, but whatever. It's canon now, so we'll have to live with it. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying it was a bad thing, but it was just kind of out of place. Like, I did not expect that at all. I wanted, to be honest, her being out there and dying out in space would have been so perfect of an ending for her that how can they top that? Like, that would have been perfect, but whatever. Like you said,
the thing is, like, he didn't. If it was like Kylo Ren that fired the missiles, it would have been like, it's like, okay, that, like, he's a bad guy. Like, we get it. He killed both his parents. But this would have been her killed by, like, some random troopers. They can like, you don't want Leia killed by some random dude, you know?
If they do that in the next movie, if Kylo Ren ends up being the one that causes Leia's death, it will solve a ton of problems for me and clear up a lot of shit and make it perfect, in my opinion. Like you said, it's a good movie. I don't know. I don't understand the hate for it. I thought it was fine. There was some weird things like the Luke thing, the Leia thing. But it's a new era. I kind of got the feeling that This was the movie that sets...
Star Wars is new again, Eric, and it's exciting.
This was the movie to really put Star Wars back on the map, in my opinion. So I thought it did a good job of doing that.
This did push the series forward. I feel like there were a lot of like good scenes. I feel like I don't feel Rey was this super powerful. Like what's the Mary Sue term?
Yeah,
I don't really know the reference or not, but I've heard the term. But which she definitely was in The Force Awakens.
Yeah,
this one she wasn't really like that.
And they did a perfect job with it because she got a late start on harnessing her powers. We know she's powerful, but we don't know the extent of her powers. We got a little more of it with that bridge, which, by the way, I think Snoke was the one that made that bridge between Kylo and
yeah, he said he did.
Yeah, so
he said he said that exactly. He's like, I'm the one who connected you.
Yeah,
I'm the one who showed you exactly what you wanted to see, which was both of them seeing the other turning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Showing them that's what they both imagined in their heads. Yeah. Like he was
the possibility.
Like he was powerful in the Force, but he was so arrogant that he missed what was going on right before his eyes.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the happy stuff, the good stuff of the movie. Like the new vehicles, like fucking awesome. Like I love the new X-wing with that.
Yes.
A bigger, like I guess. Jet engine? I don't know what you call that term.
I agree.
I don't know exactly what to call it, but you can tell like it can maybe it's capable of longer flight now.
That was a big problem with the other movies is they didn't update the tech, the technology. But this one, they brought everything up to the current timeline in the Star Wars universe and made it look more streamlined, like you said, the X-Wing and the other vehicles in it. I thought
ATM-6, like that thing is a terrifying like upgrade to the original. The AT-AT was designed more as like a siege weapon. Like it wasn't. It had powerful cannons for the time.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But it only had a couple of powerful cannons, whereas this one's added like the upgraded cannon to the that has to be they have to kind of lock down now, which is why they kind of look like it is walking on its knuckles, kind of like an ape.
Yeah.
Also, it has to lock down now to fire off this more powerful cannon.
Yep.
Like it's like that's an intimidating weapon right there.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Also,
we have a mini Death Star right now.
Oh, one more thing that I wanted before we get into the good things. One more quick thing that was irking me. Like at the beginning, so in a galaxy far away, blah blah blah. They mentioned that the New Order took over the galaxy. How did that happen so quick? We got none of that. It was just
I think it actually happened over the course of those 30 years, and we're just now seeing what it's doing.
No. Listen. At the end of the Force, or towards the end of the Force Awakens, they blew up the Capitol and the Senate with one blast. They destroyed most of the Republic, and if you watch the scrolling things at the beginning, it says basically, that attack destroyed the Republic. There's nothing left. There's nobody left to fight them.
That alone caused them to rule the entire galaxy?
I don't really buy it.
I don't buy that.
Killed the Galactic Senate and the army of the Republic. There's no military force left to fight them.
And the entire galaxy? In the entire galaxy?
Well, not in peaceful planets. See, that's the thing is this was a peaceful place at this point. Like that, the only places left you're going to find are, the places that are more loyal to the evil.
Maybe they'll explain more in 9. I'm more excited for 9 now than I was. I mean, that says a lot, man. Like that.
Yeah, and Dungeon Master says they lost their weapon, the Starkiller base, but the Republic no longer has any leadership.
Yeah.
They lost. They lost everything with that one, which is one of my bigger problems with the Force.
Yeah, because like if you,
let's just scrap this all aside. We don't. This is all canon. We don't need all this stuff.
I agree.
I'll complain about the Republic being done with that, because why would you put all your eggs in one basket?
It wasn't one basket. Remember, the Rey not only blew up Coruscant, it blew up a lot of other planets. It wasn't just Coruscant was the main planet, but
Eric,
those were other important planets to the Republic. Like this was military facilities and stuff like that. Like they destroyed everything with one blast.
Yeah, see, this is the point that Dungeon Buster made it way more eloquently than I could have ever done. He said the political situation is just really ambiguous. Movies don't really explain it very well, at least to me. You hit up the outside material like books, albums, and the comics. Maybe I'm missing a lot because I don't.
I'm somebody who's into. I'm somebody who's into the extended universe type stuff. Like I'm the super Star Wars. Like there's nothing for me. There's nothing I've enjoyed more in my life than Star Wars. I'm happy that there's a Star Wars movie. Like you don't understand. Like I'm overjoyed that there's Star Wars. I wish we'd had years of Star Wars. As soon as Luke... One of the big problems for me is we didn't get enough Luke Skywalker over the years because nobody was doing any fucking thing with the franchise.
Yeah, as soon as
there was not enough Luke Skywalker, not enough Han Solo, not enough Leia Organa. Like we were robbed of that from.
As soon as Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney, I knew things were going to kick into high gear, and I'm happy. I'm right along with you. I'm back on the Star Wars train. Like I've been a bigger Trekkie than a Star Wars guy, but hey, I'm all for Star Wars now. So let's do it.
I'm just gonna say, I think the reason the political situation is presented the way it is in the films is because they kind of probably wanted to avoid another trade agreement shit from the prequels.
Yeah, I guess.
And they wanted to concentrate on a casino planet.
I know that was such an odd choice.
With cops and little slave kids.
It's the 1%. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they didn't. They got most of their army killed. Tons of soldiers from their own side killed.
Yeah.
And then they abandoned little slave kids. Yeah. Like, you fucking assholes.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
Hey, remind me next week to talk about how I think Mark Hamill should get an all-time Sweeto of the year.
Dungeon Buster says, Casino Planet, it's the real villain.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're free for all.
He also says... The new visual album for Last Jedi breaks down the political stuff in the last section really well, but none of that comes across in the movie.
I haven't seen
probably your problem.
I haven't seen any of
that.
This week. What's that, Eric?
We're gonna do one of the 7 myths this week.
No, we're gonna do something instead. Hope you guys don't mind staying just a few minutes. Real quickly, we'll do an expanded because we kind of went late with the Star Wars stuff, but. We're going to do our games of the year. I told you guys last week that we were going to do that. So what is your favorite RPG of the year? Real quickly. Next week we'll do an expanded. Eric, we'll start with you. Your RPG of the year.
I haven't really played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 yet, but I'm only like 20 hours in, so I can't really talk about that, but I did finish Nier.
Okay.
And even though Nier is a much better action game than the first Nier was. Nier Automata, that is. Automata, sorry. It does have a really good, interesting story, and I think it handles machine intelligence getting AI that's sophisticated enough to become human is much. It does that story much better than even Blade Runner does, in my opinion.
All right.
Especially the latest Blade Runner, it's like, so replicants can do this now. There's no development.
I like the latest.
That's all backstory. That's like explained away in the credits of the beginning.
All right, let's just do the names. And next week we'll go into specifics. But did you have an RPG of the year break at all?
Oh god. Well, since I've only played really two like major ones, Fallout 4 and South Park. So
okay.
Both of them.
All right. Mine. I didn't play a lot of RPGs over the last year for obvious reasons, but I've seen almost every video on the RPGs. Mine's gonna be Persona 5. The visuals, the battle system looks amazing to me. It looked like just almost a perfect RPG. What about non-RPG, Eric? Your non-RPG game of the year?
I'm trying to think, because I played a lot of games for review, but none of them were really super great.
You had a whole week to think about it, Eric. I told you we were doing our game of the year this week.
I guess Breath of the Wild, because like it's sort of an RPG, but at the same time it's not an RPG.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
I like how they really did the open world in that game. I like how you can manipulate physics to cheese puzzles, and like totally fuck with enemies.
Right on. Brakeman.
It's not a heavily story-driven game. That's fine.
Okay.
I kind of hope they fix that in the next game because they're already working on it.
Like I said,
I also want to back to Star Wars real quick. Like me and Dungeon Buster were talking about in chat. Like my favorite part of the movie was when Luke completely punked the New Order and he punked fucking Kylo Ren when he came out there.
It was great.
I'll see you later, kid, and with a wink, and it's like you suck on that.
Yeah.
But then him and Rey, like those were my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Like him, like them, because they were learning off of each other, and they just kind of interacted so well together. Like it was just, I liked it a lot.
I like that too.
Here's another. Sure. Well, if you maybe I do have another one, but let's ignore Zelda for a minute. Let's consider it an RPG. But other than that, I guess Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay. Brakeman, your non-RPG game of the year.
Since I really only played in Final Fantasy IV and South Park all year, can I nominate a non-RPG?
I guess. Go for it.
Plants vs. Zombies 2 isn't an RPG. That's a strategy game. So that one, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, I didn't play much of anything. I played so much Fallout.
This is going to surprise you. Yeah. My non-RPG of the year, in the very limited time I had to play with it so far, is Wolfenstein 2. Because it came out this year. It's the only real game that I had a chance to play with any gusto. So that's going to get my non-RPG game of the year. Overall game of the year, quickly, Eric. Nothing?
Overall game of the year?
Yes.
I'll give that Breath of the Wild instead.
Breath of the Wild, okay. Brakeman?
Okay, back to Star Wars real quick. Dungeon Buster says, I mentioned the Yoda showing up real quick. He says, I think Yoda was high in that movie.
He did look a little like he was, which is fine by me. That's cool.
He had the giggles. He was.
I actually think Yoda was made with weed in mind, actually, when Lucas created him, for sure.
Can I say I really loved that it was a puppet? Like, that was fucking awesome.
Yes.
Instead of like a CG Yoda, they used a puppet Yoda. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Props to him for using a puppet Yoda.
Yep. My game of the year is Battlefront 2. Psych. No way. I'm again gonna give it to Wolfenstein 2. Brakeman, your game of the year.
Well, let me see. I played mostly Fallout all year long. I mean, they updated it a little bit when I was playing it, but by the time I started playing it, most of the DLC was already out, so it was just like minor patches. Okay. And right now I'm playing for the South Park game, which is very similar to... I mean, in a lot of ways it is very similar to the other game, but I'm still enjoying it quite a bit, and it still has that South Park humor, so... it's kind of hard not to laugh when you're playing it, and if you use different characters as your teammates, like they say different things to each other, just little things like that. It's like that's pretty funny stuff.
Yeah, cool. All right, quickly, Eric, your stinko of the year.
Trump. That's easy.
Okay, what about you, Brady?
No, my Stinko of the year is 2017 in general. That's why I didn't want to do Stinkos, just because 2017 has just been shit.
Yeah.
Let me see. You've killed friends of ours because, Freak's not in chat right now, but we've talked about it, and they've killed a few of his friends, my friend.
Yeah.
It's killed marriages. It's given us President Trump.
Yep.
It's killed Luke Skywalker. it killed rock and roll.
Leia killed Leia in real life too.
It killed fucking Leia in real life. Like, it's just
Prince.
It killed rock and roll. I said, did Prince died this year or last year?
This year, I thought.
But David killed Bowie? Tom Petty this year, which is what
Petty. David Bowie died this year too, didn't he? David Bowie.
I think he died on the inauguration of Trump Day.
Yeah,
I thought. Like, I thought that was some sort of omen. I think.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe I'm wrong, but like, oh, look at that, President Trump, and suddenly Bowie dies.
Yeah.
No, it's probably not the same day. I don't remember.
Okay, but, what about... my stinko of the year goes to, of all people, Jeff Sessions, because he's every bad as he's been for the past... his whole life, basically. A racist piece of shit that wants to get rid of medical marijuana and recreational marijuana. He has this hard-on for marijuana. I honestly think he's never tried it. Or he does do marijuana and he projects his, wanting nobody else to have it in the world. So that's my stinko of the year. What about your sweeto of the year, Break?
Okay, the real reason politicians fight marijuana is because they have constituents that are like anti-marijuana because they're mostly older people that've been hearing their whole life marijuana is bad. Like this is drugs, this is bad for you. And they have corporations, medical corporations. They have medicine that they want to sell. That obviously we know weed helps a lot. With a lot of medical symptoms and stuff like that. They don't want the competition of medical marijuana. So
I agree.
Those are the two main reasons.
You can't really stop it now, though. There's like 30 states that have legalized marijuana. So,
they need to legalize it just legalize it and get it over with.
They just need to legalize it and get it off the Schedule 2 drug list, period. It is not a Schedule 2 drug.
Yeah, because if you pay attention to what's going on, like everyone who's legalized weed, there's been no fucking problems.
Colorado is a shining example
that they've always said it would be. So, you guys have been proven wrong. Why do you still fight against it?
Right. And Jeff Sessions is at the very head of that. He's the #1 law enforcement guy, and he sucks. But all right, your sweeto of the year, Break. Breakman, your sweeto.
You mean me?
No, Breakman, your sweeto.
Force-enhanced weed Yoda was smoking. Feeling great I am. The universe before me I see. Cupcake faces you have. Thank you, Dungeon.
All right, Breakman, your sweeto.
Dungeon Buster gets my sweeto.
Dungeon Buster gets a sweeto of the year from Break. Okay, that's cool. Yours, Eric.
I'm going to have to say things seemingly turning around for you this year.
Yeah, mine is definitely the end of the year because the first 11 months or so have been pretty shitty for me. So this winning that gift card and me getting an Xbox so that I can play games and actually talk about something I'm very, very passionate about on the show in detail and not having to say I've been playing Marvel Puzzle Quest is, one of the most coolest things to ever happen to me. Other than
are you going to pick up The Witcher 3?
Other than my kids being born, I would say this ranks up there. I'm definitely, I told you when I was talking about my games, I'm definitely picking up Witcher 3 for the Xbox for sure. It performs better on the Xbox than the Pro. And all games like that, if they perform better on one system or the other, I'm going to get it on that system. Definitely getting all the exclusive titles to each system. And this is going to be a banner year for me gaming-wise. So,
are the Game Pass games, are they in 4K?
There are certain ones that are, like Hitman.
Well, I know it's like a short list, but so the Game Pass games that are 4K are on there. That's cool.
Yes, like Hitman was in 4K that I mentioned, and that I got that through Game Pass. I want to ask you guys real quickly before we leave about Gold. If you're a Gold member, let's say I got a trial for Gold, like a week trial, which I do. What can I download games and those are mine forever, or do I have to continue?
If you pay for them, yeah. But there's some games that you can't play on. If they're online only, you're not going to be able to play.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking the ones that they say are free. Like you get this free if you have Xbox Gold, and I
think anything over the 48 trial hours are good for Gold games.
So you can download those, and even though after that 7 days you don't have them, you can still play those games.
See, I'm not sure because I've never had silver.
You can't play them, but they'll still be in your hard drive, and they'll just be locked until you get a gold.
That's the way Game Pass works. I'm talking about gold, dude. Like, when you download a game on gold, that's yours for good. I'm under the impression. Same thing I think
they actually changed it. It used to be that way, but I don't think it's that way anymore.
Same thing like PlayStation Plus. If you have PlayStation Plus and you download a game, you have it forever. That's your game.
You know what? I don't want to speculate. I honestly don't know the answer.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. I don't know.
Let's see.
No, PS Plus, you don't have it forever. You just it'll as long as you have Plus, you can use it.
Oh, okay. Well, then that sucks. I wish they would just give you the game and that's it. But
let's Google this and see if we can find it. Find an answer.
We got to end. We're way over time. But any plugs, Eric? Or Eric, your plugs, please.
You could find reviews I've written on sites like BostonBattleGate.com, VogNetwork.com, OusGamers.com, and TotallyGN.com. I have like 5 reviews up on there right now.
Yeah, and Eric, I always say Eric is a very, very good writer of reviews. He'll give you in-depth reviews. Sometimes they're a little spoilerific, but they're good.
Only when they have to be. Usually for visual novels.
But so there you go. Breakman, your plugs.
You can follow me at @break_ on Twitter and at RPGrinders on Twitter.
Yeah, send us some questions or comments or stuff like that. Also, you can join us live every Friday at 9 Eastern? No, 7 Eastern time.
Okay, I think I have an answer to your question. The games are not free to keep; they're free to play with gold subscription.
Okay.
If you read the fine print about gold and games of gold, it clearly says free to play with gold subscription.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, like I said, it used to be the case where you could download a game of gold and it'd be there forever, and you can play it even without gold.
Okay,
they changed that.
Okay, so what's the difference?
So it's more like PS Plus.
So what's the difference between Gold and Game Pass? I don't understand.
Game Pass is basically just PlayStation Plus.
But that doesn't clear it up for me. Anyways,
okay, go. Let me explain.
But you don't have online play. You just play games.
Okay.
Gold.
It's basically a better version of PS Now.
All right.
Xbox Gold will allow you to play games online. It will allow you to buy games and I guess keep them on your system. So free games, they give you a couple a month.
So if I buy a
game, play as much as you want. But the main thing about Xbox Live is that you get to play online.
So if I play a game on Gold, if I buy a game on Gold, I can't play it unless I have Gold. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That sucks.
You have to keep gold. Yeah, you have to always have gold to be able to play it. Yes.
Why would people even buy a game on Gold then? Why not just go get the physical copy that you'll have forever if you pay for it? That makes
because they're heavily discounted.
I've bought a lot of cheap games on Xbox Live. A lot of cheap games.
I've seen way more.
I think the games you actually purchase on sale discounts are permanent, but the games that are free,
that's what I'm saying. If you purchase a game on Gold, and let's say next month I have a hard time with money and I don't have Gold for that month, I can't play the games that I bought. That's totally wrong. If you buy the game, you can play it whenever you want. If it's a free game, it's I wasn't talking about free games.
You're not actually buying it.
I was not talking about free games. I'm talking about buying games.
Yeah, and I don't know why you were getting confused.
No, I'm not confused. I'm just wondering why you can't, because I said if you...
And I've been telling you can.
Eric, I specifically said if I buy a game on Gold, and if you want to rewind the tape,
okay, then maybe
said
I misheard
that I cannot play them. So if I don't have Gold, which makes 0 sense to me, that's what I said. So that kind of clears it up. So anyways, my plugs are as follows. You can join the chat on Twitch every Friday at 7 Eastern time. We'd love to have you in there. Dungeon Buster and Bridget were kind of lonely, so if you want to keep them company, come on in. Send us comments, as Breakman said, at RPGrinders on Twitter. We read every single comment or question on the air, so there you go. Tell your friends. If you're listening to us on the archives, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And that's it. So, since it's Christmas, stay safe this weekend, everybody. Have a very, very safe...
And not just Christmas, but Happy Hanukkah, which I know is over now, but Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa, happy winter solstice for all the atheists and free thinkers out there. I don't personally celebrate Christmas in the traditional sense. I like giving and, getting gifts and stuff like that.
Happy Giftmas.
Yeah, Happy Giftmas. And I like the spirit of it, but I don't like the commercialization. Yeah. But thank you guys.
I like the food. The food's good.
Thanks to all of our listeners, especially the chatters, Dungeon Buster, MXT, Wyland. I think I forgot to mention Wyland last week, who was in chat. Gripper, who rejoined us recently. Thank you so much. All the archive listeners that we'd never hear from. We got people from Japan, England, all over the world. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah, and whatever holiday you celebrate, and if you don't celebrate a holiday, still have a happy time.
If you're a Jehovah's Witness, even though I disagree with your religion wholeheartedly, have a great day. We really appreciate you.
I feel so bad for you.
All right, here's another game you can play, Frank. Gauntlet.
Especially having to wear those suits and on the hottest days and go door to door. I feel bad for those guys.
Also, fuck the Red Cross.
I guess.
Or Salvation Army. That's what I meant.
Okay. So thank you guys so much for listening so much. Honestly, we really do appreciate you. This is not the last episode of the year. Next week, I believe, will be the last episode of the year. But, stay safe out there.
Let's all get drunk for that one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, not just me.
Yeah. Stay safe out there. We want to see you back here next week and in the following year. I got some special music to lead us on our way out. Thank you guys so much. Until then, we are out. I guess. You hate that song? How dare you, Breakman? It's my favorite Christmas song ever. Breakman, are you there? Apparently not. I think he...
No, I muted myself because I was throwing up. I heard that song.
How dare you?
That song sucks because it has no harmonica.
How dare you, Eric? You guys are being blasphemous right now. That's the greatest Christmas song ever made, even though it's all religious-like. And I'm not religious in any sense of the word. It's awesome.
Give me Sugar Plum Fairy.
Oh, get out of here. I was thinking about playing Nutcracker Suite, but everybody plays that fucking song, so... I played it...
I really only like the funny Christmas songs, or I don't know, I don't like the main Christmas songs like you always hear, like Jingle Bells and that, and...
The best Christmas song, in my opinion, is the most offensive Christmas song ever, which is done by the South Park guys.
Rudolph ran over Grandma or whatever. I don't know what that song is. Hey, Bridget, I forgot to mention you.
Mrs. Breakman's favorite South Park song. She likes the Christmas Time in Hell song.
Christmas Time in Hell, yeah, for sure. Thanks, Bridget. I forgot to mention you on the show, but thank you so much for being in chat and being supportive and all that. That's the end of the stream. Take care, Dungeon. I know you're in there still. See you later. You can catch me on Twitter, Dungeon. You know where I'm at. If you ever get an Xbox give me your gamer tag. Break. I'm gonna look for you on Xbox and
it's Breakman. That's it. There's no. I think there's a space between the two, but there's no.
Okay.
And actually, the way it works, I think you can do it with or without a space.
Hey, did we ever get around to playing Gears 3?
No, we haven't.
Maybe we should do that.
Gears is another good franchise you should play.
Yeah, I'm gonna
We can play Gears 3 and then Gears 4.
Yeah, I need to get gold first, and then I'll.
And me too.
So, all right, chat. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna stop the stream. If you're listening on YouTube, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you. Later.